We are back to the Wileyverse, and I still have Deyton and Mitch running along with me in the cyber apocalyptic dystopian future fantasy world of Savage Rifts. They have just escaped the clutches of the Zytikic, which have been stirred up by the Coalition to impede progress and escape of refugees from the siege of Tolkien. They are now on two bartered for quads, making their way south through CS Minnesota, Coalition State Minnesota, and trying to make plans about how to get through the core of the Coalition State Chi-Town and out of their clutches. You guys have been traveling south now. You've seen and met some communities of people down there. You've gotten away from the Zytikic, out of their threat area, but you're quickly approaching the border to Chi-Town. But the communities that you've been stopping in and seeing, these small little farmlands and survivalist groups, have all told you that there is one last free town before you get into Coalition Chi-Town, and that is Wreckville. Wreckville is a convergence of what used to be a major highway.
Right, sounds totally safe.
Right? Totally safe. It used to be a highway that traversed the states. It's been built up. They are Coalition, in name, but they are not garrisoned. So there's no Coalition permanent forces there, though at any given time, Coalition may be passing through or checking in, as they are a part of CS Minnesota, though they are a large enough community that they're self-governing. So that is kind of like the last thing, like the last place to get supplies or information or anything before you hit the border. So
that might, obviously sounds like we're heading that way, but it might not be bad to see if they have any information on like smugglers and things once we get into Chi-Town. Since they're kind of the last bastion, they might know where we can find like a cyber dock, or where we can find some people like coyotes basically to take us across if it gets to that.
All right.
To the safety of Wrecktown.
Wreckville. So,
safety of
you are driving your quads, and now you're on roads as all the freeway systems of this area from the pre-Rifts days kind of head to Wreckville. That was the point of it. The places, the roads have actually been kind of like they're shattered, but they've been cleaned up and used. So you're seeing other travelers along them, and it's not uncommon to just see people in other groups along this area. So kind of getting into civilization after being out in the middle of nowhere for a while.
Boo.
Hey, it's better than running from Zytikic.
That's true.
One thing, before you come over the rise into the little valley that this town is in, that does kind of set off some red flags, is there's a mountain kind of off. A mountain. It's not huge, but a little range, and the top peak is on fire. You see smoke, so it looks like there's a wildfire going on up on the mountain. That might draw some unwanted attention. But as you round the bend on this ancient freeway, you look down and see Wreckville, which is the entire wall of Wreckville is stacked up compressed cars. You see buildings of all different shapes and sizes inside, from actual modern day plascrete materials to just stacks of mud bricks inside. But there's smoke and sounds of industry and smells of food and the unwashed masses. There's also a garrison of guards. They are in NG Peacekeeper armor, Northern Gun Peacekeeper armor, which is a fairly standard armor for security and police forces throughout civilized areas.
This doesn't necessarily show any loyalty or connection to this, like the coalition state at all.
No, they actually their badges and their things have like it almost looks like a Forest Service symbol. It's a circular symbol and it's got trees, like 2 pine trees on it as their symbol. And you learn once you get approached or get up closer that the town has hired this mercenary company called the Cutters League to be their enforcer and police and protection. So they're protecting the gates. They've got power armor. They've got men in armor. They've got laser rifles, and they're well equipped. And they're no nonsense, keeping the peace here. They don't really seem to bat an eye about you coming in. When you make it to the gate, there is a kind of older, portly fellow who's not even wearing his full suit of armor, probably because it doesn't fit him anymore. But he has a questionnaire to read, and it's like, are you loyal to the coalition states?
No.
You could just say yes. It's not like he's checking anything.
When we look through the rest of the questions, it's gearing us towards being loyal to the coalition state, or they're trying to find people that aren't loyal?
No, it looks like this is something that they're forced to ask, and they check and they ask it to. Yeah. It's their own. It's cover their ass. We didn't let any.
Gotcha.
We didn't let any dissidents in or revolutionaries. We asked each and every person coming in here. So, like, are you loyal to the coalition?
I set the question on fire.
Do you know, did you come through a rift? Blah, blah, blah. What is your, it's not even, they don't even ask what your intent. It's not even that general. It's like, is your intent to harm or do any misdeeds while in this community type thing? So it's just like this, and he doesn't even look up at you guys. Like, he just goes, check, and he's like, have a good day.
Sweet.
So you get into the hustle and bustle of this city, and it's hustling and bustling. There's people. There's not a whole lot of DBs. Ones that you do note are more of the humanoid-looking ones that can hide it, and they're in coats and hoodies and things like that. But mostly it's humans. You see some people that are dressed to give the illusion of of being a magic user or a psychic or something like that, because you're kind of in the front area where a lot of business is conducted. So people are trying to sell you stuff and flag you down, and vehicles are coming in and pulling over to unload goods and stuff like that.
So it's like Magic No Gallus.
Yeah, pretty much. The first thing that happens, though, as you're walking into town and trying to figure out, and just trying to get away from this crush at the front gate, there's an enforcer station. It's almost like a fortress, like plasterite, heavy, fortified. It probably has a jail or holding cells in it. It's got the Cutters League symbol on top of it, and there's this group of people, dozens, and there's an uproar of some type going on right there. There's multiple enforcers outside talking to these citizens, and one of the citizens, an older woman who's crying, and she's just bawling her eyes, and she looks out and she sees you and loses her shit. She throws a mug at you. It misses, but it just flies wildly. It had some coffee in it or something. And she's like, "What? You coming back for more? You gonna take more from us?" And yelling at you. And then the enforcer gets her, contains her as she looks like she's coming at you. And another one of the enforcers steps between you and her and just says, "Might want to move along."
I was just about to ask, is anyone freaking out that I'm a dog boy right now?
This is a CS state. You're not uncommon, but this person obviously freaked out because they've had dealings with dog boys before, it seems. once she brought attention to you, the rest of the crowd either like stands up and looks like they're like trying to act tough in front of you, or shies away. Like one person even just like runs. You smell no magic. Speaking of which, yeah, you smell no magic in this area at all. So,
isn't that odd to not smell any magic in a place like this?
There just might not be any up here. I mean, again, this is technically a loyal town, but you also wouldn't want to be right up at the front gate if you're a real magic user.
That's true. That's a good point.
So, you, anything you're doing there? Just getting past this area?
I think we should just move along. It sounds like you're specifically kind of an eyesore for these people already.
Yeah, I don't want to...
And the enforcer's, like,
too much attention drawn to us.
And the enforcer doesn't seem, like, angry or anything toward you. He's just like, hey, let's
move along.
Move along. Nothing to see here. So you move forward into the town itself. What are you looking for? Accommodations, a bar?
I mean, our stores are pretty good, right? We had enough food. We had enough stuff to travel with.
Yeah, I mean, you can always replenish, but...
That's true. Rest is probably something we could use right now.
Having a real, like, rest in a real bed somewhere would be nice. Shower, clean off.
Kiddie pool.
Dog groomer. Got to get your nails done.
Just a really stiff brush.
But I mean, this is a full-fledged town. Like, this is, it's...
So yeah, let's look for a hotel then. We could use all those things.
I guess I literally have no money, so...
Oh, I have a couple bucks.
I can't.
She's like, I have some money. But
I have some.
One thing is, if we are going to get through this and have to hire smugglers or chop shop docs, we might want to get money.
I mean, will the inn have a job board?
There'll probably be job boards around town.
Well, let's find some place to settle down, and then we'll look for job boards.
Okay.
Does that work with you?
That's perfectly fine. It's a good idea.
This is vanilla savage riffs.
Vanilla savage riffs.
Let's go to the inn and look for jobs.
You meet in an inn. An old man by the fireplace says, "Don't go up that mountain."
I'll tell you a story you'll never believe.
You find a hotel. It's Pine Top Hotel. Trees and pine. Like, there's a lot of lumber industry, it seems, that was going on around town. There's also quite a few cattle grazing areas when you kind of got in the open. There's quite a few ranches that you saw driving in. But, like, yeah, cattle and logging seem to be big in this area. So you make your way to the Pine Top Inn. It's kind of an older building. It's not pre-riffs. Got a little bar off to the side, restaurant.
Is it made out of wood?
Yes, it is.
I should probably be careful.
Yeah, you should always be careful. Remember, there is a fire like right up on a mountain above this town.
Very true.
So, you guys head in. The lobby is empty. There's still concierge or the person at the front desk.
Does anybody here in the front desk or whatever know anything about that fire that's going on outside? Is there like a buzz around town about that at all?
You can conversation icebreaker saying, "Hey, what's going on with the mountain?"
Why not?
Seems
like a normal thing to say if you walk into a place that's on fire.
Right. So, oh yeah, that's Fire Watch. Oddly named enough, they had a watchtower up there. It's supposed to watch for forest fires, such like that. Damn thing caught on fire.
How long ago was that?
4 or 5 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those cutters better get up there and do something about it before it gets down here.
Very true. Maybe we should go see if the cutters need some help with that fire. Actually, we can't go with him because I can make the fire die down, but
then you'd be showing your powers.
Super obvious what I was doing.
But, the cutters aren't coalition. You just have to talk to the right ones, maybe. So, yes. Get you all rooms.
Sure.
It's going to be 50 credits a night each.
Ugh.
Unless you want to bunk up.
So it's $50 for the room. So
$50.
we could just all shove ourselves into the one
To one room.
Yeah.
All share one room.
I don't see why not, right? He sleeps on the floor.
He's got to get a mat put out there. Nice throw rug.
He walks around in a circle twice.
3 times.
I don't know. Do you think we can squeeze into a room? We get some adequate rest if we all shove into a room at least.
Yeah, you can get it. It'll have 2 beds, 2 full size beds. So you might
Then yeah,
cycle out.
I'm sleeping on the floor if they're only full size.
True.
That's very true.
I'm not fitting on that thing.
That's very true. I do keep forgetting that you're 9 feet tall.
I've slept on worse though, so a floor is okay.
All right, well, let's do that then. We'll spend the 50. I got the first night.
All right. So you spend 50. You head upstairs. I mean, you've parked your vehicles. Parking actually is 10 credits more to keep them. You head upstairs. You drop your stuff off. Shani's like, dibs on shower, and heads right in there.
I was just going to say the same thing. I was like,
Just groom yourself.
dibs on the other shower. It's so rough and scratchy.
Groom me like one of your Persian kitties.
One of your French dogs.
Well, we'll discuss this when she gets out, but are we gonna look for a job to make some credits? Or are we gonna go try to help with this fire situation?
Well, why don't we look at the job board and see if there's not something listed about the fire?
Okay.
Because they do, I mean, we're literally in a town full of lumberjacks. I don't think they're in any super danger from the fire at the moment. At the very least, the cutters could go up and take the tree line out around it, but obviously if the fire watchtower caught fire, there's probably some foul play in there as well. So we might end up having to help out with that one way or the other.
So look at job board, see if there's an actual hey, this is fire.
Unless do you have any negotiated? I'll have a little bit of persuasion. I don't know if I can get these people to pay us. I don't think I can get the cutters to pay us anything worth job wise unless they already offer to. I can't walk and be like, hey, put that thing out for 1,000 credits.
Why not?
I don't know, it seems underhanded. Give it
It's a
shot.
service. I mean, it's a service.
This
This isn't modern day kind of thing. If you have skills, you can use them.
Let's go to the job board. If it's not there, let's go talk to the cutters and see if we can't strong arm them into some money for hire.
I'm gonna wait till Shani comes out of the shower.
And
As much as I hate splitting up the party, yes, we should wait.
And you can also get the scuttlebutt of the town. To hang out in the bar for an hour, get some drinks, see what people are saying.
Would you like to buy me a drink?
Yeah. Let's do it. And we can leave her in the...
Yeah, it's right downstairs, so
Right.
it's like a little hotel bar.
Get all splitting up the party.
I will take a beer and a bowl of water.
Do you actually say that to
No.
the bartender? That would be funny. So,
I mean, is there anybody in the bar?
absolutely.
Okay.
You got kind of a usual suspects group of regulars, it seems, locals. When you walk in, they're just kind of chit-chatting away. They all pause when you guys walk in, look up, and then go right back to what they're doing. There's also a couple folks that look like they're travelers. They're not from here, probably staying at the hotel. So you got a good mix of both out-of-towners and in-towners. You sit down at the bar, and there's this pretty middle-aged lady bartender, short, blonde, ponytail, kind of opens up with a, what do you have?
What do they got on tap? What are they serving here? I mean, I don't know what the condition of the place is. Does it look like it? I mean, there's people that are regulars here. What are they drinking? Is it just like whiskey, warmer, and there's like no ice or anything like that?
Oh, there's ice. There's power. I mean, this whole place has power, refrigeration. Like, this is... You've been to Flagstaff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been to, like, any of the classic hotels with the bars? Oh, okay. It's like a nice, wooden bar, brass, stool, brass piping or a footrest thing, and accents. And
I'll probably have some whiskey because it's not flammable.
They like all their beer. And it's one of the good things about the apocalypse is all the beer is fresh, like brewed, like local. They throw down menus in front of you, get you some whiskeys or beer, whatever you want.
I'm on the beach.
Sounds good, buddy.
Yeah.
You getting beer and whiskey?
Yeah.
10 credits.
Twice, right?
Twice, yep. She throws out menus. She kind of chit-chats you up, just passing through. What are you guys doing here?
We're looking for work on one of those logging companies. It seems like that's all lumber around here.
Yep, she says, oh, well, they got several mills down in the south of town. Sure you can apply for jobs there. She kind of she doesn't make it obvious, but she's like, when you say that you two are looking for work, like, he's looking for work as a lumberjack. But if you don't say much more to her, she'll hop off.
What do you think, buddy?
That's...
You just want to drink your whiskey.
The backwards tongue thing.
Do you know anything about that fire up there?
Just happened a couple days ago, though. It erupted pretty fast, and it's not moving as much as it's not moving as fast as wildfires have moved. At least not in what I've seen in my time. I heard the cutter sent a fire brigade up there, but I haven't heard anything since.
There seems to be a lot of preparation going down here in the valley for this fire.
And we're always kind of prepared, but there's also not much we can do.
That's true. Is there any way we can... Who sent the cutter fire brigade? Like, where would we talk to that person?
I just go down to the station. It's up near the front gate.
All right. Maybe we should check out that. Just talk directly to those people, see what the situation is firsthand. And chicken strips.
They got steak fingers.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's cattle. It's cattle country.
Dude.
That wasn't role playing. I was like, steak fingers.
Steak fingers. These guys are addicts to a local place called Lucky Wishbone, which has the nastiest, greasiest pile of steak fingers you could ever get.
Hater.
I am not a fan.
Yeah, steak fingers. You want some steak fingers? What are steak fingers running?
They are 15 each, so 30.
15 each.
Get some fries on there. Some Iowa potato fries or Chi-Town potato fries.
It's enough indulging. We're like, let's find a job. I mean, spend all our money on beer and food. Shani said she had some of her own money, so she's getting her own whiskey when she gets down here.
Strike up any other conversations or...
I don't know who else is sitting around us.
Just regulars, some locals, it seems, older fellas.
You said they looked up at us and looked back down. That's just because they don't care, like they don't seem hostile or upset about us or anything like that. No.
Just 2 more faces passing through their town.
Why don't you ask them some
I
questions?
think you should ask.
I know,
them some
right? I should be
questions.
asking questions.
What do you want to? You have persuasion?
I have a little bit.
Why don't you give me a roll? See what you can strike up.
What's your little bit?
6 from 4.
Okay.
It's like a dangerous roll. I got a 5.
Oh.
Oh, what did I say?
So you start.
You walk up and it's like, give your balls a tug. A fight breaks out.
Maybe you shouldn't open up with, "Hey Hick, what's good around here?"
Spit in his beer. You like that?
It's a greeting where I come from.
Yeah, right. But we do it in the cornhole.
So you just start up chatting. They're friendly. The fire is what everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
This and that. I mean, nothing new. It's started several days ago. One of the old fellows swears that there was an explosion up there, that he saw it happen, and he saw it start, and everyone's just kind of like, meh. It was probably just a lightning or, something else, something this or something that. Let's see. What else? You get a 5? Is that it?
Get a 5. Wait, is that it? Yeah, that's it. I get nothing from my charisma.
Yes, you have no charisma. One day you'll understand the magic of taking edges that give you charisma.
Right.
You want to chime in at all in these conversations?
Give us a notice check. With keen senses.
I mean, I can.
You have
chime
persuasion,
in.
don't you?
I do have persuasion.
What is your persuasion?
6.
Oh, okay.
But he has -2.
Oh, yeah, you're a fucking
Charisma.
dog.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
Yeah,
you
that's a
should
good
probably
point.
talk to him.
Well, let's see. We'll see what you do.
Critical failure. 6. Wait, reroll it. Yeah. What?
Let's get a 1.
What?
Oh, damn.
That's 15.
15
Minus
minus 2.
Darn, 13. Only.
So while he's over there chatting up one group of locals, and you kind of chime in this and that, and this one woman is coming into the front desk, and she has a kid, and she's not watching the kid, and the kid runs up to you. So she's over in the front desk, which is next to the bar, but now you have a child looking up at you like she has a dolly, and she's trying to give it to you.
Destroy the doll.
You have to make an instinct check if she throws it, though. You have to chase it.
Right. You throw it and make her go fetch. You're like, I've always wanted to do that. But really.
So my role just got a little girl running.
A little girl run up to you, shaking your doll at you, and then
This is a chance to make a good impression.
it is.
Don't do what I said.
Just well, my natural instincts would be, what you got there, girly?
You said that so friendly. What's that?
She's like, you want the dolly? You a big puppy.
I'm about to kick this child across the room.
Do that.
Start that bar fight.
Or I just hear, I'm like, obscure area.
The woman comes in and is like, oh, Danae, dear, get back. Sorry if she bothered you.
It's alright, ma'am. No big deal.
You're not with that group that just came through here, are you?
No, what group would that be?
Oh, a dog pack just came through here, rounded up a bunch of people and took them off.
How long ago was that?
I think they just left yesterday.
Which way were they?
Which way were they headed? 'Cause, I mean, I can. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
Which way were they headed?
Yep.
Headed?
Which way were they headed?
They always come in from the south. Though I think they head off the road just a couple miles away from town.
This fire's off to the east, or the west, right?
East.
This is the east.
So the fire's to the east. These people, this dog pack came in, rounded up a bunch of people, and went south. Which is setting off red flags, because dog boys don't generally round up people. Since this is a coalition state city, they would find any psychics, chip them, or arrest them. Kill them, chip them, arrest them here. They're not, like, dog packs aren't an enforcement or a capture. Like, they can capture escape fugitives and stuff like that, but it's generally to bring them back to someplace. They don't. This kind of rounding up people and taking them away is a weird thing for dog packs to do. And it's especially in a coalition city. They would chip them, arrest them here, put them in jail here, or kill them.
How many of them did they get? Sorry, can I have wandered over?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you have pulled into this
hey,
conversation.
You should come hear this.
Yeah, I think I probably would pick up on it. Watching a kid approach a dog boy playing and go, I gotta go over here for a second. She's
like brushing the doll against like your leg. Like just because they do this like twice a year. They'll come in and get a dozen or so people and take them out of here.
Did they haul them off on foot, or did they put them in something and drag them away?
They've got some big truck, looks like a bus, painted like a skull in the front.
Well, if they've got a day, because they come here twice a year, you said, if they got a day on us, we might be able to catch them up right this second.
Are the ones they're rounding up like certain kind of people or anything?
Mostly kids. She pulls her child a little bit, closer to her when she says that. Not away from you, but just like thankful that her child didn't get taken.
I'm pretty useless around kids.
You can do magic.
Yeah, I can also kill a lot of kids really easily.
Do you have any other questions for her?
No. He said when they came in, they grabbed a bunch of kids and they headed south. And they do this twice a year. So whatever they've got going on, they've got ongoing. They're obviously for some sort of test or slave labor. And he said there's nothing that ties these kids together that you know of. Nothing special about them.
Except for that they say that they're magic users or psychics or aliens or what have you. Though most folks that... most of the parents swear that they're none of those. But, can't really tell, I guess.
Can you tell us where one of these parents is?
Well, they were all out in front of the Enforcers, or the Cutters League building earlier.
Son of a bitch.
I'd have to stay behind for that one.
It's true. I mean, if we're going to... How far is the station from the front gate, or is it everything up front?
It's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
So...
Like you passed it on the way in.
Why don't we head up that way? Because either way, we're going to need to end up at the front gate. We've got our two little things that we could do.
Your steak fingers arrive.
After steak.
And Shani comes down.
She can buy her own steak fingers.
Hey, Shani!
She gets a beer and a whiskey. And steak fingers.
Yeah. Better charge her the same you charged me.
Mm-hmm. Well, except for them not buying a round for him. Actually, you're probably needing another round.
I'm good. Oh,
No.
Son of a bitch, I forgot. It's like worse now that it's warm.
That's so weird.
All right, wait for a second. Sorry.
Okay. She buys you another round since you go through yours faster.
Paper towels over there or something?
There's paper towels right
Oh,
here.
is it there? Yeah. Emergency.
So it was 20, 30.
How could it be worse?
Right? Maybe we just got a bad batch.
Yes.
She buys you another round since you drink yours faster than they do.
Nice.
And says, "What's up?" learn anything?
Well, we found out about a group of dog boys that have been rounding up children twice a year and taking them back into CS Chi-Town. Or at least it looks that way.
Towards that direction, anyway.
And then we found out that a group of fire brigaders from the cutters have already gone up to check that fire out but haven't come back down. Which means they're either still hard at work or encountered some sort of problem on their way there or at the site.
And there's something possibly strange with this fire. It's not spreading like a normal fire would.
It's been there for 5 days, but the town seems to kind of not know what's going on with it. Even though they see fire on a regular basis.
Well, those are both very interesting things. Hopefully they'll make us some money.
So, why don't you and Shani go see if you can persuade the cutters to let us be their next fire crew to go up there? Tell them like we've done this before, and I'll go talk to the
enforcers.
I'll talk to the enforcers about what's going on with the kids. Yeah, see if I can get more information that way. We won't really be splitting up the party because we'll be very close.
You're going to the same place.
Yes, there you go. All right, let's do that after our steak fingers.
Yes.
After your steak fingers. You eat, you drink, you finish up, pay your tab.
You be merry.
You be Mary. And you be Joseph.
You just want to be baby Jesus.
I do. Little baby Jesus. That's so weird.
Pardon me.
So you head back to the Cutter station, Cutter's League station. The most of the crowd is gone from that was there that morning. That woman and a couple others are inside the station, but they're kind of off in a little like waiting room. You guys walk in. Front desk has this tall woman, like not as tall as Shani, but it's this tall, striking woman as their face to the public. She's just wearing a uniform, not an armor, though she does have a sidearm. And she's like, "Welcome to the Cutters League. How can I help you?" And you also see, besides regular enforcement, like police stuff, there's also recruitment posters here. Like, they are a mercenary company, so like you could join them. Yeah, I don't think you want to do that, but that is like when dealing with these people, understand that they're not like civil servants. They are a mercenary company.
So we are quite literally like we're in the same spot. There's not like a different spot for him to talk to.
You are quite literally in the same spot.
And us to talk to.
Correct.
Well, they're off in their little room, right?
The people are off in a waiting room. Like, do you want to go? Do you want to talk to her to talk to them?
Yeah, so I've got some questions about these dog boys that are rounding people up because we have some experience with the coalition, and that doesn't seem like normal coalition action.
She looks over at you and says,
"This isn't normal coalition action."
She doesn't seem to question it. She's like, "Well, we're still getting statements and dealing with a couple of them. You're free to talk to them."
Okay.
And I'd like to talk to whoever was in charge of setting up the fire brigade and the cutters and that situation with the fire. That whole thing.
Let me call up Corporal Aaron.
I don't give a shit about your kid.
I can watch kids falling off bikes all day. I don't give a shit about your kid.
I knew that was coming.
Who wants to go first?
Mitch does.
Okay, Mitch.
I'm going first.
You walk into that room, and there's like 3 people in here. The one woman who seems to be pretty frazzled, and then a couple, a man and a woman, older, that are kind of huddled together. And there's one officer in here talking to them and calming them and trying to get statements and stuff like that.
Is he talking to kind of all of them, like, hey, or whatever? Or is he speaking specifically to one or two of them?
At the moment, he's trying to comfort the woman, but he's not actively engaged in conversation because she's just kind of sitting there sobbing.
Gotcha. I guess I'll probably walk up to the old folks since they're a little more intact in their faculties at the moment. I'd probably just say, hey, hello, I'm traveling through, I don't know if I should mention you or not. Okay, yeah. I've had some run-ins here and there with the Coalition. I wouldn't say that I have any love for them, but I did hear that your children have been snatched by dog boy packs and taken away, which is very rare. It's such a strange thing to hear, and I was wondering if maybe you could give me some information about these kids and maybe I can help out.
That's what I keep telling them. But the Cutters, they just won't do anything. They don't want to rile anything up. Well, what do you want to know?
I mean, is there anything common about the kids that you can tell me, like their ages, or do they have the same hair color, or do they go to the same school, that sort of stuff?
My Tate was just as different as the rest of them. Not a magic bone in his body.
Now, are you saying that because you don't want me to know that he's a magic user, or are you saying that because you don't think he's a magic user?
We talk about everything. He works with me in my wood shop every day. I would have known something was up if it were true. And they just came right in and put their snouts in his face and snatched him from us. Put a gun in my face when I tried to... Well, I should have done something.
No, it's probably better that you didn't. Without upsetting her anymore, do you know anything about her kid or what her story is?
He was the youngest of all of them.
How young was he?
He was 6.
And you said your boy was?
12.
12, okay. That's a pretty disparate age group. And they do this twice a year.
It's the first I've seen of them, but now being in here, they tell me that they come in and do this irregularly for, coalition quotas or some such. Though I've seen coalition stop bys here.
Did the dog pack have a Psystalker with them?
Yes, they did. He's the one that put the guns in my face.
How many dog boys was it?
6
Was
that
it
I saw.
Just the one Psystalker?
Correct.
Did he tell you his name?
Gray. It's blazoned right on his armor.
That sounds pretty Psystalker. All right, well, is there any other information, anything that stuck out weird about this that you might be able to give me?
Well, I followed him out of town a ways. They turned off the road about the 2-mile mark. Head west.
Head west, huh? So you don't think they were taking him to Chi-Town directly then?
No reason I see not to stay on the road right to the border town.
All right. And you didn't see where they went after they left the road?
That's about as far as I could get with my range on my quad.
Okay. All right, well, thanks for your help, and I'll do my best to see what I can do about this situation for you. Sorry for your loss. Hopefully it won't be permanent. Now I'm going to try to talk to the crying woman.
I'll need a persuasion check for that one.
Oh, boy. That's what I was afraid of.
She seems to remember you.
Come on, 15. Right.
That's a
Ignore that 4. Yeah. Reroll the whole thing.
No, reroll the 1 at least.
Oh, okay. So that's 4.
Yeah.
yeah. Remember we made that.
That is correct. We did make that determination last time. All right. So 5 is the total.
Answer your questions. You're not going to get a whole lot out of her, but you'll get some basic answers.
Okay. Well, don't hit me. No, I'm just kidding.
You were with that dog earlier.
Yeah, right. Hey, man, I'm just trying to get information on the dog pack that took your son. Their kid? Was it a girl or boy? I don't know.
Son, yes.
Son, okay. I know you saw my dog boy earlier, and I just wanted you to know that he's not with the Coalition. I'm not with the Coalition. In fact, the actions of these dog boys don't seem to be Coalition either, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it. And I was wondering if you could tell me anything significant about the snatching besides the actual snatch.
Through her kind of sobbing and angry yells and other such, you see that, and this is, if you talk to the other person as well, these people are snatched from the street, basically. Like
right in front of everybody.
Their bus drives up, their vehicle drives up, they pile out kind of grab, sniff out the kids and grab them and just pull them right off the street in front of everyone and threaten anyone who tries to stand up against them.
So, I know you've probably answered this question 100 times, but did your son show any magical propensity of any kind?
She kind of just loses it at that point, but she blubbers about how special snowflake and brilliant child and this and that,
Would I
and
be
wouldn't
able
harm
to
a fly.
Make
And
a small fire without anybody seeing it, just for her to look at?
possibly, but you might
Yeah.
not want to spook her
That's
anymore.
true. I was going to be like me, but it's probably a little late for that. Okay, so
It doesn't sound like she's saying everything a mother would say about their child,
Gotcha.
but it doesn't seem like she knows one way or another.
So I guess
It's also very, very young for any manifestation.
That's what I was going to ask. That's what I thought was weird. Maybe this one was a prodigy, or maybe they're manifesting something that we don't notice yet, but 6 is pretty young.
Yeah.
So I'll probably leave her alone and then continue my investigation with the investigator.
Okay.
If he's still in there. So
Yeah, he's there.
So I'll just tell him, this seems odd to me, what's going on. I'm sure you heard me talking to these other folks around here, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it as well. And this seems like something not normal for a pack of dog boys to do would be to snatch and grab, or a Psy Stalker.
He starts to, you shouldn't go stirring up anything with the coalition.
So you guys say that have you been here for numerous catches?
He's only been a cutter for a year. This is the first time he's worked one of these. But he seems kind of like it's almost to the point where he looks like, maybe I should tell someone that you're here. Again, I mean, the cutters,
the person that knows something, but I don't want to make it bad.
Also, you get to the thing, like the parents, of course, they're going to want you to help. The cutters, they let this happen because of a very specific reason. They don't want to upset the coalition.
So that's kind of what
so
I
you
was
might
going to say.
you're kind of against them at the moment.
So
you might not want to.
Without being a dick, I just wonder why you guys don't do anything about this.
Hey, we don't want the coalition rolling up on here, stamping us out.
So you ignore this from a standpoint of sustainability and survival?
You want to go up against the coalition?
Not the whole thing.
I should get my CO. You should talk to him.
All right, well, let's talk to him.
You might want to get out of here.
Yeah,
you're getting this feeling of if you stay here, they're gonna probably arrest you for. Again, they are.
That's true.
Even they're a mercenary. This is a coalition state.
I'll just tell them that won't be necessary. I think that I've got everything that I need from here, and don't worry about me. We won't be causing any trouble in your town. I apologize. So better luck, buddy.
You got good information.
I did. I learned where they are. I got a general location where they turn off the road and the number that we'd be facing if we went up against them.
You got a name?
Got a name. I got a number.
Ray?
Yep. And I got around the number of kids was about a dozen.
Yeah, around
6 dog boys.
6 dog boys, a dozen kids taken.
Okay. All right.
Is that Gray with an A or E?
E.
And Wreckville has a W in front of it. Because they're Rex.
That's true. Did you see that he did not, that he had...
Well, I was talking, I looked down, and I saw him write it, I'm like, oh, that's nice.
I kind of thought, but I was like, I don't really...
You made it like Recreationville.
Wreckville.
Where they play basketball and squash all day.
Yeah, it's could be spelled different.
Squash.
So you get introduced to Corporal Aaron.
I have a quick question just about RPG gameplay like this. So, if we split up like that and we're talking to different people, is this happening concurrently?
Yes.
Unless we say otherwise. So,
Correct.
You're speaking at the same time as I'm speaking there. So, if I had disturbed something, it would have interrupted what he was doing.
Yes.
And
I would have, if, say, all of a sudden you burst in the middle of the place and started a commotion.
You would get to his part in the conversation.
I would have cut to him and done
cool
up to the point where you start the commotion.
Gotcha.
I once ran an entire thing where Robert burned down an inn, but everyone was in different parts of the inn doing different things. So I actually had to run to the point where the inn catches on fire 3 times.
Me and Corporal Aaron.
Aaron, Corporal Aaron. He is not in armor like the others. He is in the medic armor. He's part of the support staff for the Cutters League, so he's not enforcement. He's support, which includes paramedic or medical and fire. That's part of what this mercenary company also handles here. So you head in there, and he's frazzled. Looks like he hasn't been out of his armor in a couple days. He's got several radios and tablets with displays going. You see one that seems to be live camera footage of up on the mountain, but like pretty far away, so that you might have a drone or something flying around up there, maybe a person in flying power armor. But it looks like it's a pretty good distance away, and like the smoke is just pouring out from this mountain.
You mean the footage is from a distance?
Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's from a distance, and it's above. Like, so it's not like you're seeing someone on the ground looking up at the fire. It's an aerial view looking at the fire. You don't know if it's live or if it's recorded or what have you, but it's just kind of running on his desk with these tablets and all these other things going on. So, you come in and he's like, "Whoa!" Obviously, you have a very forceful presence. What can I help you with?
Here you're the one in charge of dealing with the fire up there.
Well, yeah, technically that falls to me.
Why do you mean technically?
Oh, I'd say it's more in charge of me than I am of it. Lost the whole crew at the fire watch tower, and now lost a whole crew of fire bridesmen. No idea what's going on up there.
Do you know that your fire bridesmen are actually lost, as in deceased or anything, or do you just presume the worst?
Well, he grabs a tablet and he throws it down in front of you, like kind of like flops it around. And it's got like a list of, like, it's got sections, like on it. You see names, and you see a bunch of like numbers and statistics, and then just lines, flat lines. Either they all had armor malfunctions, lost their signal, or, well, I have 6 openings.
So do you have any idea as to what started this fire or anything like that?
No clue. We got a burst of static from the tower up there. Sounded like someone was coming through with a warden or something. Then there was a boom, and that was it.
All right. Do you have any sort of current plan that you...
I'm trying to get the captain to load up a team and get some power armor up there, because I don't think that's a normal fire. But he's got other ideas.
What are those ideas?
Namely, that it's not his problem.
Where are you getting that footage from on that little screen I can see?
I had a drone up there. I flew it down too close. Something took it out.
Where's this captain you speak of?
He'd be the head honcho in the top office here. Good luck getting a meeting with him, though. Well, what exactly is your purpose here? You want to head up there?
Well, me and my crew are traveling through. We heard about this issue. We need to do something for money. We may have some expertise at solving problems like this.
He grabs a notepad, flips through some stuff, grabs a ledger, opens it up. How many's on your crew?
There's me. Shani's with me, right?
Yes.
There's me, her, and one other.
Standard contractor pay. It's like standard contractor pay for for a troubleshooting assignment is 1,000 credits upon completion, plus options for danger pay.
You should get the danger pay up front.
So yeah, what are these options for danger pay?
Depends on the danger that you face. And he kind of like starts reading off a list, loss of limb, dealing with a rift. Like there's a whole like bunch of check boxes of did you deal with this? Did you deal with this? Did this happen to you? Did this happen to you? And it gets you extra money for each one you tick, basically.
1,000's about another 50% more. Like that's not bad money. I'm not here with you to help you negotiate.
That would be like
if
you can troubleshoot this, it's 3,000 plus what other boxes you tick with whatever is up there.
And you don't have to persuade him for any more or anything unless you want to.
Wanted her to try, I guess.
Okay. No, roll it.
Persuasion still, yeah.
Yep, unless you have negotiation.
I do not.
Okay.
Tell him you should check.
I don't think negotiation is a thing. So go ahead and do persuasion. She's going to aid you. She gives you a +1.
So 5 minus 2 plus 1 is 4.
Because I still have my -2 with him. Right?
Yes, you do. So yeah, nothing extra. He says that's standard. I'd have to.
We didn't lose anything.
He's like, yeah, it would take me weeks to file the paperwork to have an exception. I don't have the budget for it. Basically says.
Well, before me and my crew heads up there, is there any information you can give me on like the best way to get up there, what to avoid, anything that would help us along our path?
He goes over to a filing cabinet, pulls out a topographical map, folded up, throws it down. He unfolds it, circles the mountaintop, circles the city, so like you can find those two things, and then highlights a couple paths on it.
That's a good question.
All right. Thank you.
Does you have an all-terrain vehicle?
Do.
All right. He gives you a radio.
You should have said no. We could have got another vehicle.
You should have also said our crew is bigger than
Yeah, that's true.
Is it
I didn't even think about that. There's 8 of us. Well, dang, 8,000.
Rick, Ted, and Jim don't write, so they'll just have to sign with X's.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, you gave them like 1980s middle American names.
Well,
Rick and Jim.
I don't remember the actual quote from Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Okay.
With the blind guy at the recording studio.
That's right. Yeah.
The radio station. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I guess we'll see to that situation when we can. Like, as in, not like, eventually we'll check it out.
He has, he gives you a standard, little form, tells you their call-outs, their, if you're going to communicate with them, this is what you should say, this is what frequency you should be on, blah, blah, blah.
Well, at the very least, we understand what they're talking about when they call us. Yeah.
And then it also has, since you're working with them now as contractors, you need to check in twice a day type things, around this time. Otherwise, if you miss 3 check-ins, they're going to just assume that your contract is terminated. All right.
So we meet back up, I guess, and I would be like, this is what I found out. This kid's been taken away or whatever, but the fire's here too. It seems to me that the kids are more pressing issue if they get away.
Yeah, the fire ain't going anywhere, it seems.
The fire seems more solvable.
I mean, you kind of know where they turned off. You could head out there, and if you can't find them, then you can't find them,
Well, maybe also, if we solve this kid problem, people in town are going to hear about that. that may be a good bargaining tool for if we solve the fire problem too, to up those prices.
Well, we would have to. We already got our answer from the cutters, so it means that if we were to get our up from that, it would be from like not extorting, but like asking the town, like, hey, can you pull some resources together for us so we can move along? Which might not be unheard of. We might be able to be like, hey, can you help us out a little bit?
Or just, toss in some supplies so when we leave, sort of deal.
Yeah, I can see
even,
that. Yeah.
Besides just
so
credits.
we can get some money, but then we can also have some supplies and at least some support too. Because we've successfully like kind of cut a swath of support, at least for the two of us as we've gone along. So it might not hurt to have a place to be able to retreat back to.
Yeah.
All right, let's go look for the kids then.
Shani in agreement?
Absolutely.
All right.
Kid finding, where we go.
So, you guys grab your quads, head out the south gate.
Down whatever road it was that we were told.
Yep, it's like 2 mile markers outside of town. You see that like this place is in like a little bit of a valley. You see that there's a break, goes off to like some pasture land. And there's a little road, well, not even a roadway, not even a dirt track, just a place you can get off the road and start going. You're going to need to make me a tracking roll to see if you can pick up the vehicle tracks and follow them.
All right, something we don't have a negative on.
I say.
She will try to help
keen
you.
senses, right? So it's +2. Is that how that worked? Keen senses helps you tracking.
+2.
+2 to my 2.
All right.
+2.
Did you roll double ones?
No, I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Tracking. You stop for a pee and
Oh,
come
hold
in.
on.
they went that way.
+3 from
You
her.
point up. So you get your +2 and then +1
And
from her.
+3 from her.
Oh, okay. So you +5.
So you get your +2, +3, so
+4.
+5 total. You get a 7.
7.
There's a lot of tracks here, some motorcycle tracks, some other things, like just people seem to just drive off here. It's not a well-worn path, but it takes you a while to find what you think is theirs. And by the time you're following it, it's starting to get dark.
It might be a good thing.
You want to keep on keeping on?
Is the track clear enough now that we can follow it in the evening? Like in the night?
You'd have to, you'd go and stop by the light. Your helmet has dark vision, so you're fine. Her helmet has that. Do you have anything that gives you...
Don't.
Okay.
I mean, I could start...
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Plus that would just draw attention to myself while I do that. Anyway, so.
Yeah, you two can... I mean, it's slower going at night, but you can keep following it.
I'll just have to take their word for it that we're going the right way.
So you're going on, you're going to try to track through the night?
You don't have to. You guys are the trackers. I can't see shit.
I'm saying it might be easier if we are tracking at night. It's going to be harder to track, but we won't just run and be like, oh crap, there they are, and we can clearly be seen. So,
True.
So yeah, let's continue on.
Okay.
Tracking.
And it's good that you can't see, but you're also not driving. So
No, that's what I'm saying, but I just have to take their word for it. If somebody's right behind us, I won't see it. I won't know what's going on, really.
And there's not a whole lot of light, but there's a moon out, and there's a fire on a mountain behind you.
It's true.
So
There's a little bit of light
And
going
if at
on.
any point we encounter anybody, I'm pretty sure you're going to light up the area.
Right. So when it comes down to it, also you can't assume that, you'd have to assume that they're not just sitting in the dark if they're active.
Yeah.
If they're not active, then you have full surprise, then you get to set up however you want type thing. So, you go on for several hours following this. Make me a notice check. Everyone can do this, but you're at -4 for the darkness.
I'll attack the
I'll attack the darkness.
-4, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I unnoticed things.
Yeah.
He didn't critical fail or anything.
I'm just like
he
seeing
didn't
things
roll
that are like,
a
oh,
four.
look like people. No, tree shot.
7 plus 2?
9. All right. You're going along. You have the lights off on the ATVs because you don't want to, all that kind of stuff.
People know
The ATVs are also mostly silent because they're running on their nuclear batteries, their nuclear reactors. You come up to a ridge and you get off to go look and track, and around the corner you see that the pathway kind of goes down, and then there's this like log cabin ranch house kind of tucked away against some hillsides. Fenced in, looks like it used to be an old ranch house out in the middle of nowhere here. But you see what looks to be, it's a prison bus. It's a coalition vehicle, but it's not military. It's not like an APC or anything like that. It's what they would be transporting prisoners back and forth in.
Similar to what was described to us?
Correct.
Okay.
Can we tell if there's a reason they stopped here? Like, is there some structure here? Is there
Yeah, there's a ranch house.
a ranch house?
Mm.
Because the ranch house doesn't look like it has any coalition markings or anything on it, does it?
Nothing.
This doesn't look like a coalition.
The vehicle is painted up to be coalition, but it is not. Like, the markings are not correct, and looks like they're made up. Like, it says CS-2156, but that doesn't mean anything. That has, as a designation in coalition, that's nothing. So it looks like someone got a coalition vehicle and tried to paint it up to look coalition, but it's not. It's one of those, and it has a flat front like bus, and there's a skull painted on it, like coalition skull, just kind of painted on there when most of them would just be black, or gray. Most of these vehicles. You also see that there is a dog boy on watch outside on the front porch.
Can I tell if he has a weapon of any kind?
Oh yeah, he's got a rifle, laser rifle.
I just picture him sitting on the front porch like this.
He's standing up on 2 feet just like I am.
He's leaning in a chair.
You're sitting on a quad right now. He's leaning on a chair. Like in a rocket chair.
Alright, well, it may be time to...
Split at the party? Why? Let's check that bus first and see if there's any kids in it. Plus, it's kind of far enough away from... Is it pulled right up to the ranch house?
Yes,
it is. Okay.
It's right next to
we
the
probably
ranch.
need to
And inside the...
hide the ATVs in the trees and bushes, whatever, and then continue on foot to try to be stealth up to the...
All right.
Okay.
Do you like me to roll a stealth roll now?
Yes.
I
Like
assist her.
everyone.
Or is it all like...
Who has the highest?
She does, if I remember correctly. I have a 6.
it's
So
100% not
everyone
me.
roll to assist her. Oh shit.
Did she critical fail? Does this even matter?
She did not critical fail, but
Yeah.
she got a 2 and a
I
1.
got a 4.
4, which gives her a +1.
What did
you get?
2.
I got a 2 and a 1.
Okay, she's gonna spend a penny to re-roll.
That's twice that I've gotten a 2
7,
and 1 roll.
8. All right.
You that's my 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she had a 7, so that's an 8. Nope, she gets a +2 from that. She has a 10.
Okay, that's pretty stealthy.
Yes. This is the dog boy noticing you. All right. You have moved up to the
Once
fence.
he picked it back up, I was like, fuck. He's gonna
Yeah, I
fall.
know. Right, that's the first thing I thought. So you held it, and you put it back down.
Yeah.
Like son of a bitch.
He stepped on a twig.
You moved up. It's a 3-post fence. Just like a ranch house fence. But you do see between the 3 posts, between the posts, there's a wire. So it's either electrified or rigged in some way if you touch it.
Well, I mean, does that mean we can just touch the wood and kind of hop over it?
Probably.
Just be careful. Yeah. We don't have to roll for that.
No.
Okay.
So
Roll
you come
for
up,
it.
like, as I said, like, this is like kind of like a little tucked in, backed by hills and a backdrop. There's this ranch house, and the wooden fence is coming around here with a gate. You guys have kind of moved up against the wooden fence here. Bus is over here, ranch house is here, dog boy's on the porch.
Okay.
Are we still going to see the one dog boy?
You can still see the one dog boy. There's lights on inside.
From this distance, would you be able to smell if those kids have any magic on them?
Make me a notice.
Well, the Psy Stalkers have magic?
Yes, they are psychics, so they will
So
So-
you'll detect something. Because this guy might not even be a Psy Stalker. If these dog boys aren't working in coalition, that Psy Stalker aren't going to be magic either.
He may be fake.
Seven plus 2?
9.
Nine.
There is a faint trace of psychic nearby. You've been around Psy Stalkers enough to know that by this, like, someone, a psychic, was probably out here, maybe walked along the fence line or out in the yard at some point, and it's leaving that faint trail behind. But it seems that's the only smell you're getting. There's like one psychic person here.
Which we would have to presume is probably the Psy Stalker.
Because they wouldn't be letting one of the kids march around in a circle. And the dog boys don't have psionics.
And what did we say earlier? You found out there was 6 total, or 6 dog boys plus the Psy Stalker?
6 dog boys plus the Psy Stalker that we know of. Those are the ones that came into the town.
Correct.
Those
Might be some that
and
stay behind to watch the ranch.
and again, like, these people were under duress when they had these numbers, so you don't know if they're accurate.
Yeah.
You don't know if they counted a driver. There might have been more people in the
So we're
bus.
assuming that there's at least 7
Yes,
that we're going to have to deal with. Maybe.
that is correct.
So our next thing is to figure out how to get through or over this fence.
Yeah, you just jump it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Just don't touch the metal.
Yeah, just touch
Okay.
it.
You ever touched the metal with one of those fences?
I have had friends pee on electric fences, and they have corroborated that it does, in fact, hurt really bad. And
Yeah,
you only do
it's-
it one time.
You only do that once.
Yep.
I had a bus stop that was on a pasture, and my lunchbox, my metal lunchbox, touched the metal wire and sent a jolt right up through my arm.
Well, it's got to be tough enough to scare off a cow. That's
Right.
the issue. So that's why did I ever tell you about touching a bug zapper?
No, why would you do that?
Because when I was a kid, we lived in Panama, and the bug zappers there are not like a bug zapper here. Like that
You lived
glowy
in
rod. in
Panama?
the-
I was born in Panama.
Yeah, no. That glowy rod in the middle is like this big.
Yeah.
It's huge. And I asked my dad, I was like, if I touch that, will I get shocked? And he goes, I don't know, touch it. And I was like, no. And he goes, I guess we won't know then. That's a good point. So then I've asked people before, like, can you touch this, can you not? Apparently what it is the amount of resistance that your skin has is not enough for you to get shocked, but the resistance that an insect has goes right through it, kills it.
Yeah.
Seems logical, right? So when I was 27 or 28, one of those ages, there was one at one of the places I worked, and I was like, I have to touch this. And everyone's like, why? And I'm like, because at some point I want to have kids, and I can't just tell them what my dad told me. I don't know. Find out. Let's touch it. So I touched it, and it did not shock me.
Ah,
It was warm, but it did not zap me. Now, that being said, if you see one of those
Don't
giant
try this at
Panamanian weird ones, like the giant ones that used to be in the grocery stores down there, I can't attest to that because those are made to kill tropical insects in mass.
So where are we in relation after hopping the fence?
you are inside the fence line. You are still in front of the house.
Wait. So once we jump the fence, we're in the fence line.
You're in the fence line. I know, right? So, like, ranch house is here. Bus is parked next to it. You guys are down here. So, front porch facing this way. Now that you're in the fence line, like, you can go around the back of the house if you want. You can try to go around the other side. It would be a long trek in front of the porch to go over to where the bus is.
Oh, I do want to check the bus, but we need to go around the back.
I was like, I do want to go to the bus.
But maybe you can get around back and then come up that way.
That's what we're
That might be
saying.
better. Yeah.
Alright.
All right. So you skirt the fence line, head around outside of the porch viewport. As you head around the back, the backyard is pretty small because it kind of abuts up against the hills. You can still... The hill isn't sheer, like you could climb it, but there's the fence line comes in much closer in the back. As you get around there, the back door swings open and a head comes out and you hear it sniffing. Do you remember that all of these people are dog boys?
Yeah, no, I knew this would happen at some point.
And you have two magic users, well, a magic user and a psyker with you.
I just figured, if they're not on, notice, they won't, necessarily use their keys.
So
I actually hadn't even thought about it.
I've been thinking about it the whole time.
As soon as you opened the door, he sniffed, and I was like, "Oh, it's me." I was like, "Shit."
I just figured if they're not on alert, they won't be thinking about it. So it's just whatever.
This 4.5-foot tall terrier in Coalition dog boy armor sticks its head out. It's got an underslug, snub-nosed, one of the Coalition repeater laser rifles. He yells something back. And you hear him like, "Hey, I think there's something out here." And you hear, and then you see the glow. Well, I'm pretty much all of them see. He turns on his thermographic scope. He starts to look around outside. So,
obscure area.
At this point, you can try to get. You'd have to move pretty fast, but you can try to get back to the side of the house where he's not going to have view of you. But of course, moving that fast can make him see and all that kind of stuff.
He smells me at this point too. He's going to come out.
Well, that wouldn't be terrible. If we got him out on their own, we can jump him, maybe take him out silently. But what was the other option you were about to list?
That's the one that comes to mind. That's you can start fighting now. You don't know where the kids are. You don't know how many people are inside. You don't know what's going on.
I should probably take this time to tell you that I can't burst until we find those kids.
So
now you tell me.
Remember his what was it? The daggers.
He doesn't know about that.
Yeah. The daggers from.
That's why I was trying to be cool about it. I wanted to see if we could see it, but now I don't know. So I'm just telling him now.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't do it.
All right.
Let's go outside the house.
Just run.
Try to run.
Because if he hears us, At least we get the drop on him if he comes around the corner.
This is individual rules for everyone, so she can't help you on this. Yep, everyone's booking it, so it's stealth. Just straight up.
I run very quietly. Have 4.
Wait, don't you get to re-roll that 4? No, that's on.
Oh yeah, I was like,
sorry, my bad. He was rolling a d4, so I got confused.
I confuse easily. Oh, I got a 4 also.
Okay, so before I roll his notice, does anyone want to spend a Benny or do anything like that?
That's the highest I'm gonna roll. I'm just telling you. You might have a chance to be more stealthy, but I'm rolling a d4. If I waste a Benny on this and we fail, it's for nothing.
Yeah, I almost don't know that it's worth it.
Yeah, he just starts firing.
We continue running for the side of the house.
Yeah, obviously you should probably keep running, but here we go. Since he's you were trying to take another action, everyone is going to go in an action order. You may get the gut, jump on him because you're already moving type thing. Ace of clubs. Hey. It knows that you are kind of gimped this session, so...
Out of curiosity, why did we have to go to the back? We had to go to the back to get to the...
So,
we couldn't go in the front.
Yeah, so the house is here, the dog boy is sitting on the front porch, and the bus is over here. Mm-hmm. You were out here, you would have just had to walk pretty much in front of the dog boy the entire time.
Okay.
To get there.
The front of the house is better.
Right, so going around back, you could have... Obviously, there was no one back there. If this guy didn't smell you or get triggered in some way, you could have gone around back and got to the bus from behind.
I was curious. I mean, this has already been made. I was just curious.
Oh my god, what's your minimum?
I have to get a 6 or above.
You actually triggered.
Hey!
You're quick. You got a 4 and a 5. Wow.
Wait, what? Oh, you get to
He gets to keep drawing until he gets something that's above a 6. So you get an 8. What a horrible hand.
Still, it's better than nothing.
It's better than a 4 or 5.
Because it only happens once, where you get to keep drawing until you get a 6 or higher.
He keeps drawing until he gets a 6 or
that's
higher.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have a...
Oh, Shani
than a
got
6.
an 8 as well. And they got a 7. So,
What?
wow.
The fuck?
That is amazing. So,
I think we all know what I'm going to do.
what are you? Yeah, the guy's opening fire.
So I'm going to obscure the area. But I can do it. I can localize it on the back. They won't know. That way they're not affected. Because everyone's going to be affected except for me, right?
If you spend the 10, you will not be affected. If you don't, you're just as affected as anyone else.
Dang, I have to use 10 PP, huh?
Yep. ISP. But you can put it on, center it right on that guy. It's not going to get into the house really, but it'll obscure the entire back section of the house.
That's what I want to do then. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's just to ash that area.
Roll it. So are you spending the 10 or are you spending the no?
Doing the 2. I'm not getting 2. I'm not getting crazy.
So if you get, I'm pretty sure the penalties. If you get a raise, it increases it from just a -2 to a -4, I believe. It should say on the back. Up at the top, the powers obscure light area.
Negate darkness penalty. Create darkness for thirds.
What is it?
Maybe it create darkness for 3D. You have
3 rounds. Yeah, 3 per
rounds,
3.
thirds,
3 with 1 around. So it'll last for 3 rounds. You spend an extra ISP, it could last for another round.
Okay.
So it just creates darkness? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay. And now down in the cybernetics section, I put your extra notes for the...
Mega power for light is a ritual. No, mega power for obscure is smart's radius caster can see.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Boom.
That's a D10.
16.
That's a D10.
So what is a 0?
Oh, did you roll
I have a D10.
Yeah, did you roll a 0 or an 8?
I rolled a 0.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah, so I got 16.
16. I thought you rolled an 8.
Oh, okay. I was confused while you're telling me to stop. I'm like, I think I know how to roll dice.
16. So yeah, that entire area is filled with smoldering ash and choked up.
As hearts or diamonds go?
Hearts of the second suit.
Are we still just trying to move to the side of the house?
I don't know what
That's
to
up
do
to
now.
you.
I blinded the one in the back, but you can't see him either. We know there's one in the front that we could still probably get a drop on, although he's probably getting alerted as we speak. Or if you want, you could pump a grenade at the general area that he was in.
But you might kill kids inside.
He can do it, I can't do it, yeah.
Now, every dog boy in that place knows something's up, because magic just went off.
Yeah.
Or psychic
Which
ability.
I also didn't think about, but I was scared.
Yeah.
I'll know better. This is the first time I've gone up against a Side Stalker, except for once, and I made a really big mess of everything.
Yes. He doesn't have a good track record with going against dog packs. But maybe he'll make a new friend.
This is Petey. He's going to come with us. We're going to call you Buttons.
I want to say I just move around. I just keep moving to the side of the house.
I think at this point you're at the side. I stopped him.
Yeah, you can easily make it to the side. There is a window, a small window on that side, if you want to...
Can I peek into it?
Absolutely. So you run up and go ahead and make me a notice to see what you see inside.
I can't see what the hell
This
that's
is 6.
Is it? Nice.
It's a +2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 8.
You noticed everything.
You look in and it's got curtains drawn, but it's those real thin, country house type curtains. So you see movement inside. You can see distinctly at least 5 figures, and it looks like you're looking into just kind of a main room. This place, again, it's like a ranch house. It's pretty open. So you're looking into just a long open room. There's a table pretty close to where you're seeing in, and you see at least 3 figures that are getting up from that. Everyone seems to be armored. So it looks like they're all still in their dog boy armor. You definitely can tell that they're shapes of dog boys. So at least 5 shapes. They're getting up. They're alerted. None of them look tiny or small or childlike. But again, there are rooms you can't see into and areas you can't see into in there.
Yeah, I can totally see everything. Burst away.
I mean, you could tell me to do that, but if something goes wrong, I'm going to be horribly, horribly untrusting of you for the rest of my life.
He may kill you. But that's your action. So, yeah. And you can tell in anything you see that most of them, it looks like there's 2 in the room that are going for the front door, but it looks like most of the rest are going for the back.
Okay.
Which is good. So it means that there was one more than what we thought, at least initially.
Well, it means there's the exact amount.
Oh, so we've got the Side Stalker, one of them. That's right.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, 7. Okay. So that's good news, at least.
2 outside, 5 inside, so...
Also,
and you can call that out.
If you can get them away from the house.
Well, I mean, they are headed outside at least right now, so...
I don't know, this cabin looks pretty wood.
It is wood.
Say we're on the right path for coming outside.
Shani armors up.
I did relay this.
Yeah,
3 coming out the back, 2 coming out the front.
I'm like, won't somebody please think about the children?
So Shani armors up and pulls out her Kopesh, and she's next to you.
So shitty to have to roll for your armor.
Because it's a magic power.
No, I get it. I'm just saying.
The thing is, it's not so much like it happens. Like, it's going to happen regardless. But if she gets a raise, it's better.
I see. So here's another question now that we've been encountering this. So when I catch on fire from my armor, does my armor set things on fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, anything you touch or touches you can set on fire.
Okay.
Question is your armor on right now?
No, not right now.
I would say hopefully not, because you don't want to just be like, I'm over here.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. B6, look at me. All right.
Dog boy turn?
Dog boys. He is opening fire in where he thinks you were.
The guy in the dirt or the obscure?
Yes.
Okay.
11 minus 4.
Jesus.
7.
So doesn't get a raise, but he is hitting. He does hit you with one of the laser blasts.
Okay.
You have no armor. This is just a laser weapon, though. It's not MD. Are you flaming on, or are you going to take it?
I mean, it's laser, and I can take it. I think. Where is my...
Your toughness is...
Half damage from lasers. My toughness is 5.
Okay. Without fire on.
Without
All right.
fire on.
So half damage from lasers.
Fuck. No, that's not good.
6, 12, 17, 22, 23.
Half that.
Half that is...
You have to round down for damage or up?
Always round up.
So it's 12.
12. So that's 12 damage. Your toughness is 5, so
Yeah.
it's shaken. At 9, it's 1 wound, and at... That's it. It's 1 wound. You're shaken and 1 wound.
Okay.
That's not bad for as much as damage they rolled, but that's a good hit. Like, So you're just like, you obscured the area and you're kind of like, you're still trying to run, and then just 3 beams to tick, 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 and it plugs the fence, plugs the like hill behind you, and then just right into your side.
Center, like right
in the gut right here. Just, oh.
Right. So I fell to the ground. At least I'm not on fire, so I don't set the grass on fire.
Okay. Do you hit the ground? You don't have to. But if you hit the ground, they get an additional -2 to shoot you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely. I'm on
You hit the
that
ground.
hurt. I've only been shot one other time before, and I didn't care for it then either.
Yeah. So, like you're calling back, you see Shani's right there, and then you just see the laser blast go, and you see him drop. Nice Jack of Spades.
At least I get to make my shitty rolls first this time.
Ace and Queen of Diamonds. We're back in Flushville.
Hey, there we go.
Ace of Hearts for Shani. And a 4 of Spades for the dogs.
It's like some of the dogs.
So, all right.
Those dogs.
It's like, what?
Ace.
Okay.
No, Ace of
Yeah,
Hearts
I thought
first.
it was
All right.
Hearts goes.
All right.
This where you hold Shani's turn and let me make the first decision.
Yep. That is going to be what happens because she's melee and nothing is out here yet. And she doesn't want to go engage and get overrun. So she's holding. Okay. She will back you up with whatever you do.
So, is his like area obscure like maintained? Like it just sits there?
It just sits there.
rounds.
It's going to last for 3 rounds, and he can keep maintaining it as well. And it's the entire back, like pretty much like the house is like this, and the house is like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a semicircle on the entire back half of the house right now.
Well, I can clearly tell some way or another that he got hit, right?
Oh, yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
all saw me get shot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he went down like a sack of potatoes, so you don't know if he's alive or not at the moment.
Sorry. Just pictured you actually like.
Like, yeah, he just... Imagine dropping a sack of potatoes. That's what it looked like. Shit, I can watch Bursters fall down all day. I don't give a shit about your psyker.
That's racist.
I feel like it'd be messed up to leave him fucked over there.
Yeah. You know that there's going to be at least 3 coming from the front,
Mm-hmm.
which is not obscured, and they're going to come around the side, most likely. But the rest are going into the obscure. So, I mean, that's not bad.
And I'm on the back side, like running away from the house when I fell, so it might be safer to come to me.
Well, that's what I figure. I will head to you.
And that is, you're moving away from what is a tactical position, like up against a wall where you can kind of peek around the corner or have cover. You're going to go out into the yard in the open, though you will have the obscure between you and the people in the back. The moment the people come around from the front, they're going to have just clear line of sight to hit you.
Do whatever's tactical.
You might want to, like...
What if
Can I raise a hand?
And remember, like, you're the most tactical military person here.
Can I, like, raise my hands and be like,
Go on. You can martyr. So, right now, you know that the biggest threat is going to be coming from the front, where 3 dog boys are going to come around the side. They're going to have the cover of the porch and the angle, and they're going to have clear lines of fire on him. If you move up, you can block them and like start firing and keep them pinned down on the porch. Or you can go get him and try to get somewhere else. You can have Shani go somewhere and try to Again, like you're thinking like area denial and
Well, okay,
movement.
so the way I understand a ranch house sort of is rectangular, right?
Yep,
It's not
just
got these weird fucking angles.
Just a rectangle with a
So-
porch in front.
So if they come out the porch, they're gonna come around. Let's say we're on this side,
Yeah.
whatever. So right now I'm on the side.
You're right here with Shani.
So if I move up to this back corner to face these guys that are coming out the back,
That's
In the obscure.
I can tell Shani to come to this corner. They have to come around the corner to get any kind of line of sight on any of us.
Absolutely.
Like they can't just from the porch
Shoot you.
shoot around and curve their bullets.
That's
Correct?
true, but you also won't be able to see through my obscure.
Well,
I can.
he's got grenades. He's got.
I was like, my
Out of
grenade
fire.
hits in that obscure.
Yeah,
it's got to
true.
hit.
But if you put a melee person up there, if they try to like what you would do tactically is to stay close to the wall, she'd be right on top of them. Like they turn the corner and she'd be cutting them down. So that's not a bad move.
That's what I'm figuring because
Sounds good.
they won't know she's right around the corner.
Yeah.
They peek. She's right there with the
Especially
blade
if
through
you
their
go and you
face.
attack, they'll know that you're on that side attacking the back. They'll come around quicker.
And also, like, if you want, like, besides staying there, if you're going to have her, like, try to just hold that position and be a blocker, you could go out and get him if you want. Because, this is obscured. You'll have her as a blocker. That frees you up for at least a turn or two to not have getting shot at. And you can try to go get him up and get him over here. Or, you can leave him to his own damn self. He's out there running around without fire on and all that crap. And so whatever you're going to do, you don't know where these kids are. If you start lobbing grenades, it's going to start just annihilating this house.
So what if I do like I said? She's at that corner. I'm gonna move to the opposite corner, so I can look around the back. I know it's obscured. I can't see shit. But they can't see me. They can't see him.
Nope. Another thing with grenades, speaking of this, like from what you saw in that window, you can see the front room. You're 99% sure the kids are not in that room, which leads all the way up to the corner of the house. So if they're going to come around that corner or like use the front as cover, you can grenade that. Just tell Shani and you to both fall back and grenade that corner. Catch the three of them that are coming out the front and try to deny that entire area as cover. The little hole in the house and everything. But also, you're starting to make a lot of noise, draw a lot of attention. I mean, you don't know, besides the 7, you don't know if there's any more and what else they have.
I want to stick to what I did. I don't.
Okay. So you're telling Shani to move up.
I think grenading into that obscure was a good idea, though, because you don't have to see them to strike them.
And you have to get it near them, but that's fine. So you're telling Shani to move up to the corner. You're moving to the back corner.
To the back corner.
And you're going to... and you're demolitionist, so you can place the grenade so it's not blowing into the house as much, that it's just going to catch the terrier and maybe if there's one or two others that have come up.
Well, obviously I can't see them, but I can see, obviously I can follow a wall. So I can see that the wall goes here. I know where the back door would be.
Yeah.
And I can shoot a little outside of it.
Yep.
So that's what I'm doing with the frag grenade.
Now, how far? How many yards out are you trying to put this from the door? And are you putting it directly in front of the door? Because I need to know how much blast is going to go into that house.
It kind of wants me to change what grenade I use.
Does the door open outwards or inwards?
Outwards.
Is it on his side?
Nope.
It's on the other side. That's no good.
How far originally was the terrier dog voice standing outside the back door when he...
On the step.
Okay, so like a foot.
Yep.
Maybe.
You should put it just past the door so it blows up around but doesn't quite go in as much.
And the closer you put it, I mean, it does have the potential to blow through these walls. It is just wood. The frag won't, like, if you use high explosive, it'll blow through the walls. If you use frag, there's a good chance it won't. Like, the wood should withstand that unless you plug it right into the wood.
My frag just has a larger blast radius. That's why I'm thinking of shooting a grenade in there. This is bound to at least strike them. May not wound them or stagger them or whatever, but they'll be feeling it. They'll be like, where the fuck did a grenade just come from?
There'll still be a shit in their cereal.
Alright, so let's say let's shoot it like 2 yards away from the door.
Alright.
Call up your card.
You hear a bunch of kids scream out, and then go ahead and make a shot.
I'm not as worried
He's
about
not as
those
pragmatic.
kids as he
It's as if a million voices cried out in terror and then were silenced.
Alright, so my grenade is just one shot.
One shot. Wild card. I'm going to give you no penalties because you're shooting a location. Even though you can't see it, you're not going for like hitting a person. You know, range finding, so.
It's not bad.
Is that an 8? No, it's a 3.
Yes, it's an 8.
That's a 3, but that's a 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's 5. That's good enough. Roll damage.
So 3d6, maybe damage.
Get the fuck out of here.
So-
That's crazy. 16
So I'm adding
so far.
all this together, right?
Yep.
16.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
16
so far.
plus 25.
Plus 9.
Hopefully I don't have to spend a penny to reroll that damage.
That would
You have to like under damage it, like you shot that grenade so perfectly well it like blew all the windows out.
Okay. It explodes. You hear, you hear a yipe.
Just one.
Just one. You hear several call outs and yells. I mean, there's a big thump. There's explosion. They're yelling because a grenade just went off. Yeah, in the middle of the obscured area, you can see this flash of light and hear the explosion. Hear the ripping into the wood. Shattering of things inside the house, windows, all the windows blow out. And that is that.
Remember I peeked in, I'm guessing there's no
I know,
kids
right?
in there.
That was-
I couldn't see any kids. Like,
It's true. I was like, this is the one time I want you to roll a medium amount of damage, and you just roll this like gargantuan frag
well, if there's
blast.
only one yelp, apparently I didn't even get the other 3 possibly heading towards the door. Like,
See, I don't know.
Jack.
I'm gonna try to get up from my shaking.
Yes,
right?
you are. Spirit roll.
remember that time you had your spirit really high and your smart's high? Hey, that's good.
You get up.
All right.
You can. Well, you are not shaken anymore, and you can act. You are on the ground, which will take an action to get up, unless you're crawling.
I want to crawl towards the bus.
Well,
It's
not
on the-
towards
Oh, it's on the
bus.
other side.
It's still on the
Oh, I thought
opposite
we were-
side. You
that's
never
right.
got there.
Probably.
That's right. We got caught immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll probably try to. Well, I don't know. I want to stay. If you guys can get these guys away from the house, I can do some damage.
And like, if you just get up and full tilt run, like you can run through your obscure and hopefully won't get so confused you'll get like run into the wall or anything. But
Let's
if you
do
just
that
full
then,
tilt
yeah.
run across, they won't know where you are except for by sound and scent, which they can still use. Except for the ash does disturb their scent, with their magic scent for you. But you can try to get over there and over to that bus.
Let's do that because it'll put us all around the house too. You guys will have 2 corners down, and I'll be on the other side. So.
And like really, once you are satisfied to where the children are and that they're out of harm, you get to enter the fray. And
Yes.
you can.
That's what I'm saying. I need to find out where the kids are before I can do anything. Because once I do, I can be pretty powerful. I just need to do it. So let's run for the bus.
All right. So you stand up and use your second, half of your action to run. You are now in the obscure. You're in your own obscure area. So you just you did that, and you see him get up and run into the obscure.
I saw him go, all of a sudden he's like,
and he's like, now he's exactly where, if you put the grenade there again, you would kill him.
I actually thought about that earlier. I was like, what if I shoot a grenade and it hits him? Just be like, flame on real quick.
Over here.
So I'm about to blow shit up.
Is this how far I can run in a single action?
No. I know where you are. This is something different.
Is this... No. I kind of saw what he's looking at. It doesn't involve us, per se.
All involves us.
I mean, it does, but it... I mean, I feel good about that damage. Hopefully I did some damage to somebody.
Hopefully that Yip was the one that survived and, took out another one that didn't get a chance to bark.
Didn't get a chance to make noise.
What are you looking for?
You'll find out soon enough.
I was like, I could kind of tell you. Not exactly what he's looking for, but he did go to the page of the Psy Stalker.
Yeah, that's what I figured it was, because they got a lot of abilities and things.
So, something tells me. Which that was one thing I believe I could not see when I saw it. I saw figures move, but I don't know which one was the possible Psy Stalker, if at all. So, I don't know which way he went.
I'm pretty sure he didn't go yay when you blew up the grenade.
Part of me thought about firing blindly, just my rifle in there, and just see if I can hit
It
him.
would have been a -4.
But then, yeah, I would have.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have
I
been
mean, you
bad.
got hit in -4.
Well, that is very true.
You hear... pull back! Clear, clear, clear! Clink! Chink, chink, chink. 2 grenades just got thrown out into the obscure mist.
Okay.
The obscuring zone. They're obviously... Now they're just done with the obscuring area, and they're pulling back into the house and trying to deny any movement inside the obscuring. So...
But there's only one
luck with
voice.
I know, it's about to fun.
there was one voice calling out orders. It sounded like a dog boy. You hear, but 2 grenades went out.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point, enough's bad. It's like I've got to turn my armor on for my own protection.
And you're in the obscure and kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
No,
you should be fine.
Even if I fall on the ground, it'll be because I'm dead and my armor's going to go off anyway.
Make an agility test as you hear these
I
things.
have some of that.
You hear these things coming out.
You're running through the obscure. These grenades could hit you.
All right, 4.
All right. You are in the blast radius of a grenade.
Uh-oh.
I'm assuming you're flaming on.
Oh, yeah, I turned on, yeah. As soon as I heard that clinkety clink, I'm like,
No, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
So your toughness is 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, and AP on frag is nothing, right?
On frag, there is no AP.
Yeah, so 2 explosions go off. One where kind of like towards where you were. One kind of comes off like you just see the explosion like right in front of you. You see that thump through the obscure and the ash and everything, and like you feel the wave of concussion force hit you, but no shrapnel, no nothing. You just like still running like
This sounds silly, but since it's an instant, can I turn it off and on every time I feel like? Like, can I turn it off now and continue running? Okay. That's right. I'd have to turn it on my next round. Okay,
you can only take one free action a round. You'd have to use your free action to turn it off. Then you wouldn't be able to turn it back on for another round.
The obscure lasts for one more round, right?
Obscure is going to last for one more round unless you spend another point.
No, it's okay. I think at this point it's kind of blown.
It's still denying an entire section of this battlefield to the...
How much do I have to pay to maintain?
One.
Okay, so that sounds good.
Then it'll be one round to round.
Okay.
So it'll quickly start taxing you,
so,
but...
Yeah, it's cool. We don't have to make that decision just yet.
I mean,
I'm just glad I didn't get...
From what I heard, the ones coming out decided, let's get back in, because fuck trying to not be able to see.
Not being able to see and having grenades go off. They're like, screw that.
What I'm confident / unconfident, I feel 50-50 about it. If they throw grenades out, it means that they're not in any danger of the grenade blasting in their own minds, or they don't care about the kids one way or the other, which is both bad. One of them is good, one of them is bad. Sorry, it's good that there's no damage going into the house, that they feel safe enough they can throw the grenades.
30, 35.
Is that a damage?
No, that's to hit for Shani, to the dog boy, the shepherd that's coming around the corner. She just...
Her sword goes through cuts a piece of the tile off.
She just, I'm not going to roll damage on that. That's enough. 35 on a attack roll. Yeah, because she's just hiding around the corner. The shepherd comes around with his long rifle, coming around that, and she just whoop up through the chest. Arms come off. Through the side of the head and snout.
It's like she hit him with a lightsaber. The pieces that got caught fell off.
And he pitches forward in pieces. The other two, I'm going to make them make a freaking courage roll after seeing that. They both are fine. Yeah. They don't care that much about that guy. That guy was a dick anyway.
Nobody likes Mr. Buttons.
So the two throw grenades out the back. One just tried to come around. She annihilated him. Another is just starting to open up fire on the corner, just trying to kill her. But she's got cover. So, D8. Get a D8.
This is for her?
This is against her. 3 misses. Just he starts plunking into the side of the wall and into the wood. All right. That's all you notice happen. Queen of Clubs.
I'm on a roll tonight. I need to go first or second the whole time.
2 and Queen of Hearts. Mr. Flushville. 9 of Diamonds for Shani. And they get a 7 of Hearts. You guys are really good at initiative, except for you most of the time.
I know, right? I don't know what's happening right now. This initiative. I feel like it's been life or death for me too. I'm doing better because of my initiative.
So Queen of you?
Yeah. I get to go first.
Because he's got clubs.
Those are the worst, right?
Yep. Alright. Now they're
seeing him run, or I saw him run into the obscure. I'm like, I don't know what the hell he's doing.
You heard 2 grenades go off. Now you have no idea what the fate of him is. But 2 grenades just went off in the obscure.
He can't smell me running away through my fire armor?
Well, he can smell that, but he doesn't know if you're dead on the ground, engulfed in flame or not.
I will obviously turn back around and assist
Since
Shani
I'm clearly doing my own thing.
on the other corner, since she just got...
Now
the corner just got lit up, at least.
It did. So as you're making your way back, now a new avenue has presented itself. As you're walking up, the window that you were looking before has been blown out. And the curtains are kind of outside now, the glass is out. You're looking in, and you can now see through the front room to the front main window, and you can see one of the 2 dog boys that's coming around front. You're basically looking through the corner of the house to the front porch now, and you can see one of the 2 dogs that are up front with Shani. We're trying to come around the corner to Shani. One of them is, too close to the corner. You can't see him. He's just firing away at the corner, trying to hit her. But the other one is backing him up, and you see him kind of like moving around outside, but you have a clear shot to him.
Through this window?
Through the window.
Through the front window?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take that
There's
shot.
cover, because you're shooting through the window and through another window, but, yeah.
Grenade.
I'm not...
Blow fucking Shani off.
Like, unless we go to a town where they can just give me a ton of grenades, like, I gotta start
Conserving.
not using those every time.
Alright, so you roll your 3 shooting dice. You're at -2 for the cover. You have your scope. Where's your character sheet?
Can his keen senses negate some of that
No.
cover? No.
So that character sheet has the bonus of your scope on it, which is negates ranged and
Offset 2 points of range / darkness.
okay. So none of that is in effect, but you're getting -2 for cover. So 3 shots, -2 for cover. No fully auto penalties. So
For one of your D8s?
yes,
I still give it wild. Correct?
yes, and that can replace one of the shooting dice.
Alright.
Fuck yeah.
Well, 2 5s and a 6.
So 3, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yep. So only the 4 is hitting, unless you want to spend a Benny and re-roll the roll.
That's a pretty good roll.
It's a single hit,
That's true.
and it's not with a
That's
raise.
true.
So, all right, do it up, and you take the
I
best.
still take the highest,
You
so
still
at
take the
least I'm
highest
going to
roll.
get one hit.
So you're gonna at least get one hit.
6,
There
7,
we
6.
go.
There we go. So 4, 4,
That's
and
3.
5.
That's 3 hits, and
And
you're
when
gonna
I get
get.
to-
And you can get a raise on this.
Damn, that's 5.
11.
So yeah, that's
So
two
now-
2
9.
regular hits and a raise, and a hit with a raise.
Yeah, 4,
You got 4, 5, and then 11, so 9.
4 5, 9.
4, 5, 9. Yep. So 2 regular hits, one hit with a raise. Let me know which you're doing first.
Oh, yeah. It's time to roll damage. Yeah.
It is. And what is the AP? 2?
AP is 2, yeah. But so only one of these hits, I'll get an extra die. for.
Correct.
So I'm going to do the 2
Regular hits.
regular hits first, and then we'll do...
3d6 plus 2, is that right?
Yes. 7, 8, plus 2.
Yep, 10.
10.
Okay.
10 on one hit.
Second hit.
7. So 9.
9.
Okay.
And this will be the raised hit.
Yeah, re-roll that one.
That's at least, what,
So you've got
11, 12, 13 right now.
Mhm. So
14 plus 2, 16.
All right. You just he's moving around, and you just line up, thump, 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 3 hits. You just see armor shatter, or armor smolder, and then it gets right into the open snout area of the dogboy armor, and you just see book, and his helmet goes dink, hits the top of the helmet comes off. He falls down, so he just disappears from your view. The helmet hits the top of the porch and then falls, just thump. That dog boy is down.
making it to the bus.
Yep, you run out of the obscure, and you're running up behind the bus now.
I want to try to get to the door of the bus, kind of get in and look.
So you can get to the back door.
Okay.
Again, this isn't like a regular bus, but you get up there and make me a notice as you try to get up and get into windows and that kind of stuff.
4.
You cannot see clearly into it from this angle. You're going to need... Next turn, you can take a full turn to investigate, and it won't be a roll. You'll find out what's going on with it. But this turn, you just ran up and you tried to get a good look at it, and you couldn't get an angle.
So, can I spend one this round to extend the life, or do I have to wait for it to die?
This is the last round, so at the end of your turn, it's going to go off unless you spend one now.
I'll spend one now.
Okay,
Keep it
do
on.
Flame, keeping the flame on or flame off?
On.
Okay.
My armor. Turn it back off.
Okay.
I negated my damage. Now I'm kind of more or less hidden, so I think that'll make sense.
All right.
I'm not a bleeding beacon of magic use at the moment.
Shani is stepping out and just stepping right up to the next dog, like it's shooting at her, getting inside of that gun range and taking him out with the Kopesh. She missed. She doesn't want to miss. That's her last. Yeah, she's doing it.
I agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want her to do it.
And she missed again. So, not good. But she is engaged immediately with this, so hopefully, like, he won't be shooting her. But he has his vibro claws, so that might not be a fun little fight. Okay. We'll start with that fight then.
It's the only fight we actually know what's going on at.
And he fails.
What was he attacking with?
His vibro claws.
Just, yeah.
And he like slung his gun and just tries to take a swipe at her. She has a parry of 6. He rolled a 4, so just, she blocks with her Kopesh.
Meanwhile, inside.
You see, so near left. So
Last time he reaches through the window and slaps me on the snout, and I'm like,
Blows his dog whistle. Gets a raise.
a stub nose, one of those stub auto lasers, comes out from the window that you're shooting through, and he tries to, like, it's inside. It's not, he's not sticking it out. It's just coming up and firing at you because it saw your fire going through. But you're starting to hear them move back through the house. The people in the house are abandoning the back porch and coming back through the house. So obviously they're going to try to come out the front, or maybe there's another door or something that they're going to come out of. But now you're getting a gun blast at you. It's blind fire, so negative.
And I have cover?
6. No, because it's coming from the window, basically.
Okay.
But it's a negative 6 anyway. It's very doubtful that any of these are going to hit you. Get a...
I don't know. You got hit with a D4.
8.
Yeah. There is a chance. So that's a 15 minus 6. This is a 9. Actually, I should give you cover. So that would be 7. It's a hit. It's a regular hit without a raise. It's negative 2, so your armor is normally 11, right? So 9.
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5, 6 ain't gonna cut it. It just bounces off your shoulder pauldron. One shot as you kind of like hit up against the wall and get out of its line of fire. All right. Yeah.
Is it still their turn?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's at least.
Here comes the.
I know, right? Here comes the size
Here
stalker.
comes the size stalker. just like I'm just waiting for it.
So I guess my previous question then, despite what we said, my armor coming off, is that a free action that I took? Turning my armor off?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I probably should have just left it on, but I'm trying to be safe.
As far as you know, all you're going to be doing next turn is looking inside the damn bus.
Well, if there's kids in it, I'm going to fucking take off. Because if I can get the bus, 200 yards from the house, I'll come back in a turn and burn that thing to the ground.
It's a good thing things worked out where... What the fuck did you just roll a 10 on?
Nothing. You're making a smarts roll,
Alright.
but you're getting your strong will or
Mentalist, my 2
mentalist.
opposed psionics rolls.
That is it.
I'm doing a smarts with my...
It's smarts negative 2, but you get that plus 2, so it's just a straight smarts roll with your wild die.
I was about to re-roll it. It's a 6.
Okay. You feel an effect hit your mind and wash over you. You resist it, but for a minute you have a little bit of like vertigo. You're like, whoa! And you turn around, and there's the side stalker. He's climbed out the window on this side of the house, and he's just kind of like walking up, a smile on his face. He's got a vibro knife in his hand and a plasma pistol, but yeah, he doesn't know that the plasma's not going to work.
I'm completely immune.
You are completely immune to plasma. Yeah, but he doesn't know that yet. He doesn't know what you are. But he tried to do something to you.
Yeah.
He tried to use an ability.
Let me see that real quick.
Yep. Like, ooh, strong one.
You should have left flame on, smarty pants.
Well, his turn's over. Let's put it back on next turn. I don't know if I really want to take on a side stalker by myself.
Your ass ran over there. No one told you to do that.
Hey, that's more like
3
it.
of diamonds. Welcome back, Mitch.
There we go.
Welcome back. A jack of clubs and a 5 of spades.
Trying to give him a fighting chance. That's all that's going on right now.
6 of spades.
Watch, here's the fucking.
Here's the
ace
Joker.
this time, right?
9 of clubs.
Well, it doesn't help me a whole lot more, but that's okay.
Yeah,
So that means you go first, right?
I do get to go first.
Wow. Make it count.
Yeah, this is the first time I haven't gone first or second, like since
Yeah.
we started.
So the closest thing that I can see this to me is this short snubs thing just firing.
Yeah, just
blindly.
like pretty much you're looking at a gun like in a window with barely some gauntlets, attached to it. But again, you're outside, and this is all about angles now that you're like on a plane like this. You could duck underneath and try to get a shot at him because he's obviously over here. If you duck under, you'd come up here, and you're much taller than this window. You could see him. It's from how it's holding it. It's obviously a shorter dog.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that terrier because it looks like the same gun. But you could just pop up and start shoot directly at him.
I'm kind of tired of that guy.
I'm kind of upset that my grenade didn't do anything.
You don't know what it did. It just didn't do anything to him.
Can I do sort of what he was saying earlier, like the whole grab the gun thing? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
can I try to reach in and just grab him
Yeah.
and like rip his ass out the window?
Yes, you can. It's a grapple check, so fighting.
Fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Fighting.
Is that a D8?
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm no dummy.
Where's fighting? Where's that?
Fighting is a skill.
Oh, hey, I got some fighting. Not very much. I don't know
You
why
might
I
want to
couldn't-
get rid of shooting and put it into other things.
Yeah, right. I don't
Because
know.
like you never you wanted to be well rounded,
Yeah.
but you didn't realize that you were never going to shoot a gun.
Well, I went into this mission assuming I was going
got
to.
a 4.
Yeah.
When we got started, that's why I was like,
That's
"Hey."
true. You might.
I was saying like, "Oh, these kids seem more pertinent, but we make more money out of that fire." And everyone's like, "With the kids," I'm like, "Okay,
What'd
this
you
is
get?
gonna suck."
A 4. His parry is a 5. You want to spend a Benny?
Do it. This is the only time you even use one.
I mean, I used one last turn, but yeah.
Oh, did you have 4 bennies? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lucky you're not. I get a refill, please.
No, I
No,
got,
but you can have another bottle.
no, I got A5.
You got a 5. That's enough to hit. So now it's a strength for strength check. You're going against the terrier.
I was like, that's what I was like. I want to pull this little fucker out here,
Oh my god.
and
Yeah, strength.
just a straight strength.
Strength in your wild die. Mhm.
Okay.
It's a trait test.
So 8 and I'll die again. Got a 5.
Yeah, he got a 3. So you pull him up to the window, like he's half in, half out, but you don't get the full throw that you got like if you got a raise. But yeah, you pull him like up. He's like, "Ugh!" His gun is combat harnessed on, so it's just dangling now. But he doesn't have control of it. He doesn't have his hands on it. But yeah, he's half out of the window. You just kind of pulled him up and out.
I just need Shani to cut him in half.
Oh, I'm gonna uppercut through his face
With his vibro claws.
when I can.
That's them? Alright.
Did Shani put her on hold or what?
No, she'd been fighting the guy.
This is a new round, isn't
Right.
it?
She's got 6.
She's got a 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you and Shani got low.
Yeah, we got
numbers
low.
this time.
No, I thought for some reason
Yeah.
she had higher than they did.
No. So the one on Shani's going to attack her. With a fail. So they're just sparring up there. The one in the window is trying to scramble back in. So another strength for strength check as you keep a hold of him. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. You're holding them.
8 total.
You get him out the window now if you want. Or you want to leave him half in, half out, or do you want to pull him all the way out? It's up to you.
It seems like if you have control, just
I
leave
mean,
it
yeah,
there.
if I got him right there. Or my next move is going to be...
So you're going to leave him half in the window.
Yeah.
So you're going to leave him half in the window. All right. Something grabs him and tries to pull him back inside.
I thought as soon as I was like...
Strength for strength again.
This is a strength versus strength. This is a bigger dog you're going against. You have a D10 strength or a D8?
D8.
Come on, muscles. Let's see what you got here. Yeah,
7.
re-roll that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're fine. You keep hold of him. Now there's like, you're just like, you got pretty much like under his shoulder pauldron, and you're just like, hold there, and you feel like the tug of someone trying to pull him back in. He's yelling, "Help me, get me back in!" He's like, I got him, help me! That's when you see another dog come into the window, and he's going to try to shoot you over top of the terrier.
So I was like, leave him half in and no one's going to shoot at me because this little fucker's up in the window.
Oh, if he misses by the margin of the cover, he's going to hit him. So
At least you've distracted
he's only going to take.
3 dog boys.
He's only
Yes. I was
he's
like,
only
yeah.
going to take a single shot.
Here I am taking on 3 dog boys. Apparently.
He just like he comes around. He's like, stand still, and just plugs a shot right to the top windowsill, completely off. So they're over this window. 3 dog boys.
Grenade.
And the one outside. Yep, that's all of those.
Side stalkers?
The Side Stalker. Yep, the Side Stalker.
And at this point, I still have no idea what my grenade did.
You still have no idea what you're...
Until the end of the next round.
Until like you can
Yeah,
investigate, really, you're not going to know.
Actually, this is the round that I spent to keep it on this round.
Oh,
right?
and it's gone. Like, yeah, you're ending it now,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Well, ending it at the end of this round.
I mean, at this point, whatever. I clearly have 3 engaged
Yeah,
over
they've
here
already.
at the window.
The obscure has definitely done its purpose, though. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it did. Not having them coming out from 2 areas and getting at you, that was...
I was even
That was
able
a good
to
use.
skirt completely past everything. I mean, I almost got grenaded, but whatever.
Granada!
I think I'm glad I didn't waste my turn like going over and picking you up, but I was hoping my grenade was going to do something. And
Well,
besides
we
scare
don't know.
them,
We
I
don't know how many dogs there were. Though.
He's going to come at you with a viper knife.
That's no good.
Yep. Your parry is what?
That's no good. What's your...
19.
Yeah, right.
It's a 4.
That's a okay, he hit you with a raise.
So do I have to roll, right?
Yeah, he has to do damage now.
You're like,
Oh, weird 4.
He's hitting you with that vibro knife. So you know enough about Side Stalkers that once he gets you to bleed, he can start draining your ISP.
So my parry roll doesn't matter.
You have no parry.
Oh,
like
okay.
the parry is his target number to hit you. He rolled an 8. He needed a 4.
Gotcha.
Hey, repair is just like the toughness.
Yeah,
Like, we don't
Oh,
roll
that's
our
right.
toughness.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just, it exists.
correct.
So if someone tries to melee hit you and they can't beat your parry, they don't melee hit
Your
you.
parry is half your fighting die type plus 2. So you have a D4 fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you have the bare minimum to make a regular target number for an enemy. Which is good, because if you didn't have parry, like you didn't have fighting at
struck every
all,
time,
you
yeah.
would have been, you'd have a 2.
Not knowing where these kids is tough.
Yep. I'm glad that came into play.
Because I could have just roasted that house. I could have obscured the interior and then blown all the windows out.
Listen, like, well, the kids aren't in there. Yeah, killing the whole house.
That's what I'm saying. If you had told me that, I would have taken your word for it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you do this, remember that's the end of our friendship if you're wrong.
What's your... You are flamed on or not?
On my what?
Flamed on or not?
Well, you said I couldn't... Did I turn it off as part of my action this turn?
Last turn. You can turn it on.
Then this would definitely be back on.
Okay,
The guy's coming
so
at me.
you
Absolutely,
turn it on.
Yes, I'm on fire.
It's your toughness is 11, right?
Mhm.
So it's 7 against a vibroblade. He fails to harm you. You only rolled a 4, but now you get to do damage to him because he touched you.
Oh, that's right. You got to hear me. And then that is
2d6, I think.
3d6 touch damage.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't get near me. Back off, motherfucker.
Hey.
So 13
Damn.
touch damage. It's good. That's really like, that's why I don't care about the fighting or the toughness and stuff. Is this...
He's gonna spin a Benny to soak,
That's no fun.
and he fails.
What?
Yeah.
Critically?
Yep.
He critical failed his...
He soak roll. It doesn't
Oh,
do
so yeah.
anything, but so you did 13.
I'm curious, how many bennies does enemies have?
So I get 2 + 1 for each player in the game. So I have 4 that I can spend on any enemy I want,
Gotcha.
including the regulars. Named or the ace villains,
Like gray.
like Gray, he also has his own pool of 2 bennies. Like every
Gotcha.
enemy has their own pool.
It makes
Every
sense, yeah.
named one.
I don't remember another time we really encountered that. And if we did, I don't remember.
That's because usually when I kill somebody or you hit somebody, it's with like a grenade right to the chest, or like I just destroy everything.
And you hadn't fought any signature enemies at the time. Like this is the first signature person you're fighting. It's in baby steps. You're novices now.
Yeah.
You're getting up in the big leagues. All
It
right.
feels bigger. Like my knife is really a bad thing. Like not being able to burst around kids is one thing, but not knowing where the kids is a completely different thing, right? I'm completely gimped right now.
You've already went, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
So
Shani.
it's Shani.
Yeah.
Shani's gonna try to kill this guy.
Her and this one dog boy she's been dancing with on the front porch.
That'll hit.
Finally.
Right.
I forgot she was even here.
Says the guy.
She's killed more than you
Just
have.
the guy that's done nothing.
I mean, your obscure area is pretty damn important.
She
But
knocks that one back, wounds him pretty severely, and shakes him.
since your obscure area,
He's
you
on the
got
ground.
shot, you laid on the ground, and you got up and ran, you got hit by a grenade.
So
and
this
then
is
you
a
ran
silly
some more.
question. Can I, while I'm on fire, throw myself on somebody?
Absolutely, you can grapple. Mhm.
Can I grab him? But my fighting's not very good.
Yeah, that would. He looks like he's pretty good at fighting. He might be able to keep away from
So
you.
in other words, like even if I grabbed him though, wouldn't he get a counter attack? Like would he get to step
No,
back?
you would roll your fighting against his parry if you
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
right.
So
So you might not want to dance with the side stalker
yeah.
in that way.
Fuck.
You can bolt him.
I'm
You
gonna
can
blind him because it's not fire. I'm gonna do the 6. So it's so it says PP 2 to 6.
Mhm.
And then the range you don't have to worry about because he's right there.
Right.
Duration is, it says agility -2, and then in parentheses it says -4 raise, shaken, and -2 to parry, page 109. What's the difference between doing the 2 or the 6?
Okay, so good question. And that's blind.
Blind.
I think it gives its negative.
Right here. On versus agility 1 roll, shaken and blinded until recovery. Parry becomes a 2. Plus 2 ISP increases penalties to -4 and a 6.
Right.
Okay, so that's
So is it 2 to 6 or is it 2/6?
It's 2 to 6.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 4. So 2 ISP makes it -4. He's shaken and blinded if I success.
If you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
yeah,
he's
2 to
blinded
6.
until recovery.
Oh, for 2 power points, the effect affects a single target. For 4 power points, the power affects everyone in a medium blast template. For 6 power points, it affects everyone in a large. So that's... You don't need to do that, but there is the +2 for the mega power.
That's what I want to do. Then.
Okay,
So it's
so
4.
4 total.
4 ISP, yeah.
And you're doing the -4, -6 with a raise, all the fun stuff. If you get a raise, you can shake him and all that jazz. So, go for it.
And the reason you're not bolting them is because of whatever this thing is with these kids.
Yeah.
It's just I can set other stuff on fire if I critical fail and stuff like that.
Like he might miss him, set the house on fire.
Or like if he upsets me and it can be very bad. So this is going to be my psionics, right?
Yep.
Well, I'm just going to take a random guess and say that the kids are beneath this ranch house.
Well, then I can't burn it to the ground.
And they could be in the truck, so you can't burn
So
that.
I'm saying I don't know if they're in the van yet or not.
I don't know. This is me just guessing.
7.
7?
Yeah.
That is a regular hit.
Can I
or regular ability.
bend it?
Yes, you can, if you want to reroll. You need an 8.
8.
There you go. So that's -6 to all his actions. His eyes are on, like, got fire in front of them, basically.
So I'm going to say there's like a cellar underneath that they put the
Or a
kids
bus
in.
would be a perfect place if you already caged them in it to just park it and leave it there.
Yeah.
Especially since I can't see in for some reason.
Oh, he has to roll.
Versus psionics, right?
Those affected must make an agility -2 to avert their gaze and avoid the effect.
Well, that's not good.
He rolled a 1. Yeah. If they roll a 1...
What? If they roll in one part?
If the target rolls a 1 on his agility die, regardless of the wild die, he's shaken and fully blind until he recovers from being shaken. Blinded victims suffer -6 to penalty to all trait rolls, and their parry is reduced to 2. So
now I could walk
now
out
you
and set
can
him
just
on fire.
grab them or do whatever the hell you want with them. So,
Hey,
yeah,
Greg,
he's like,
want a hug?
My smile burns a little brighter.
he was like,
Yeah.
big smiling at you, like trying to cut you, and you're just like, ninja dust. He's like, oh! Like right in the face.
I'm gonna start calling it that instead of blind, like ninja dust. Excellent.
Great roll.
Ugh. Doesn't feel so great. I feel tired from this encounter.
This is like you facing a side stalker is like right out of your nightmares.
Right. Plus, there's kids all around. Like I don't know where they are. Like
Well, it's not like when you face me and my size stalker.
son of a bitch,
8
man.
of spades.
No, that's part of the reason I get scared. I've lost control before. I don't want to do that again.
2 of spades and 9 of spades. So
You have to take your 9.
not good. Shani got the Joker.
That means she can play whenever she wants.
She goes whenever she wants, and she gets a +2 to everything. Also, at the end of this round, we reshuffle the entire deck.
Oh, I wish there was one of the Jokers. Sometimes.
Right? It's so nice.
I want a Joker.
A 7 for them.
Oh, so they go second unless Shani decides to step in at some point.
Right. So you're
For
first.
me, right?
Yep.
So they're going to go third.
it's
You have
not
an 8.
me.
Yeah, you have an 8. So
They got
you're
an 8?
yeah, you're better than them.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you're good.
All right, sweet.
So go.
This terrier is gonna feel my vibra blades go through the bottom of his face.
Yeah, his parry is at a -2 because he's stuck.
So this is fighting.
Fighting. Yep.
What do I have to roll to hit him?
You need to roll a
2.5.
4.
Yeah, you
I got a 6.
Six.
I didn't.
Did you get? If you raise, you can do the extra damage. So
No.
okay. So 6 hits.
Actually dropped that though. I didn't
roll this
roll.
crazy ass damage.
I'm gonna call it like since you've got a hold of him and you're just there. It's a coup de grace. Like it's just a killing blow. He
And I
can't
can-
go anywhere.
I could roll 2d8s if you want me to.
No, go for it. Let's see what you get.
No, you can critical fail. Take
Now-
the coup de grace.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
You can't critical,
God!
critical fail a damage roll. But
Six. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true. That's true.
what is it?
6.
6 with a -4 for the AP for the vibroblades.
Mega damage. Yeah. Crap. Yes. AP4.
AP4 mega damage. Yeah, just
He's pretty much. It wasn't as clean as the coup de grace would have been, but like now it's still pretty like gross.
And just blood and everything.
Guts and
yelps.
and stuff.
Little terrier yelp.
Can I still hold him there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because I
keep
kind of
cover.
I may need him as a shield.
Yeah.
It's good thinking.
It is good thinking.
Block the window with his body. You're like, fuck you.
Well, that's kind of what I was doing earlier. It's like,
okay.
Since
Well, that terrier was pissing me off.
since when the other two go, they're gonna come at me. I'm presuming. Hopefully, they don't. Throw
Also, the
a
obscure.
grenade at
In case
window.
anybody cares, the obscure ended this round. I didn't revitalize it last time. So.
She is going to leave the one that she dropped on the ground. She could finish it off. Now she's looking in that main window, and that 2 of them are looking at you, basically fighting over this, and one's got a back turned to her, so she's jumping in and taking that one out.
Should we get an ambush bonus of any kind, or no?
Yeah, they don't get their parry goes to 2 because it's being attacked.
That's why the parry
completely
goes to 2
side.
with the blind, because whether you can see me or not, you can still ride around.
Yeah, you're still moving a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's like that. Plus, she gets a +2 from that. So from the Joker, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's a hit with a raise. And D10 damage plus her strength. Yep, just comes down the back of that bulldog, just cuts him down. So you see he's like there, and all of a sudden he just flops down, and you see Shani standing there in her Egyptian armor with her khopesh.
So Terror, the bulldog, the one was trying to pull him back in is the one remaining.
Is the one remaining.
At least inside the house.
And the one on the front porch still. The Rottweiler.
He's incapacitated as well. He's shaken, right? He's shaken.
He's shaken and wounded. Like he's got 2 wounds on him and he's shaken. So things are starting to shift now. Gonna give him a hug.
Yeah. So my fighting stays at a 4, right?
Yep. You just gotta get a 2 or better.
Gonna give him a hug. He did it.
4.
Yeah. Did you get a raise? Like, did you get
I
a
didn't get a
max?
raise,
Okay.
No, it is.
An
But I still
ace.
did.
So roll your damage.
Uh, 10.
No AP, right?
Plus 6 armor. No.
Yeah. Okay.
I can spend 3 ISP to convert that aura to mega damage.
You can. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not getting through his armor.
Okay, so that was ineffective.
That was ineffective.
Okay, that sucks. I had my sights set on that.
I mean, he's still blinded and
he
shit
is still
for a
blinded.
while, right?
Yeah.
Until he recovers.
So he is trying to recover right now. He's still blinded even if he recovers. He's just not that totally blind, -2 and all that.
Shaken.
He's still going to be -4 to all his rolls, even if he recovers from this.
And is he -4 for this recovery too?
No. You never take a penalty to your soak rolls or your recovery rolls, because that would be a horrible downward spiral.
Yeah.
So we'd be playing Pink Mohawk at that point.
Yeah. So, yes. He recovers. So, but that's all he can do. Oh, actually, that's not true anymore. He can't act. He's lashing out. He's gonna try to cut you. Which, hey, if he hits, then you don't have to roll anything. I just have to hit your parry. Yep.
Yeah.
With a raise. 18.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Yep.
He still gets -2s to everything, right? Or -4s?
He's got, he had -4, but he got an 18. So.
I'm saying for damage. He
doesn't get for damage. That's the blade does. The blade isn't blind. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a -4.
And I have 11 toughness, so
So
it's a
7 toughness. Because it's an AP 4. So it negates 4 points of your armor.
Gotcha.
Wait, how much armor do you get? You get 6 from that thing. Okay, so it negates 4 points of that, so it's 7. You got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage on you. So that's 7.
So he gets 6.
He shakes you with a wound. Unless you want to spend your Benny to soak.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Because I got him on the run now.
So roll a vigor and a wild die. This is your soak roll.
2.
2. You do not soak.
Yeah.
So you're shaken, you're wounded, but he touched you, so do your damage to him.
Which is so
13, 18.
18. Yep. That's a wound and a shake. So he's like,
we're just like pushing each other around.
but he's like, he brings his burning hand back. He's like, I got you.
You did get me.
And that means he can start draining ISP from you.
Little hand back here.
The Rottweiler is going to try to recover. He recovers, and he's going to open fire on Shani.
Through the window, so it's cover, right?
Yeah, he's got a little bit of cover, and he's wounded.
Oh yeah, what are your wounds?
-1 to every roll for every wound.
Like, yeah. So if you got
Oh,
one wound,
I
you
was
get minus
wounded
1.
earlier. I should have been putting -1 on everything I've rolled so far. Well, no, now we know.
Now you know.
Sorry, my
That's
bad.
fine. It wouldn't have made, you're either rolling 2s or you're rolling 6s or 7s, so it didn't really matter that much.
I forgot about that.
He's just firing blindly into the house. The the terrier, the Rottweiler's outside. The German Shepherd died over there. The last one is a Labrador, and he's yelling at the one outside to stop shooting because he's shooting at him. Basically, he lets go of the body. The Labrador does. And he is going to strike Shani with the vibroblades. His vibroblades.
But so the Rottweiler that was shooting did not hit her?
Did not hit anything. Fired blind. He totally misses. Shani overextends himself inside. So he's stumbling. Shuffle.
I don't know if that shuffle's a good thing for me.
Right?
We'll find out, I guess.
All those aces and queens and that joker get put back in, but...
Use a joker right now.
I mean, if I ever get over there, I will fuck Gray. This is Gray who's fighting,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will fuck Gray up.
I'm working on it.
That's the plan.
I think I'm doing pretty good considering. I mean, I'm hurt really bad.
And considering you handicapped yourself because of fucking kids.
A 9.
Remember, you guys agreed to take me on this mission. I suggested that we go put out the fire because I could do that.
You were the one that suggested
I said
doing the kids
I said
first.
the kids seem more pertinent, but I think we can take care of the fire. And you were like, I think we should go do that first, then we can wrap our way back around.
Jack of Spades, 8 of Hearts.
We're doing okay. At least me and Shani are.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
10 of Clubs for Shani. And a 6 of Diamonds for the poor dog pack. Yep. Alright, so Jack, I think, goes.
First, yeah. At this point, I'm going to just toss this terrier body aside.
Okay, just drop it.
And I'm going to attempt to shoot this Rottweiler that just shot.
Shani.
Obviously, I could tell Shani duck or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
You've
shooting
gotta-
at the guy
you gotta
behind
find-
you because I can't get.
Yeah, they're off to the side. You got a clear shot on the
It's basically
Rottweiler.
that first one that you shot,
Yeah,
his head
the
popped.
one-
It's
Yeah,
the same shot.
Same shot, yeah.
So you know you can make it.
So, -2 for cover, negative... You don't have any wounds, do you?
I do not.
Alright, you're doing pretty good.
I'm not like this guy over here.
Hey man, I'm doing pretty good for not using my powers.
Killing me. And it's like, God, I gotta get rid of all the other dog boys so I can go save your ass.
Oh wow, so it's like playing my character for the last 2 games.
All right. 6, 5, and 4.
Those are -2s.
Mm-hmm.
So 4, 3, and 2. Or
That's
4, 3,
a-
and 1.
4, 3, and 1 would be 1
No,
hit.
4, 3, and 2. Sorry.
1 hit.
Yep. Mitch.
What am I doing
For
with
playing your handicap so well. Your dagger. For giving me that dagger.
this? Yeah, you should take that person.
Yeah.
So 1 hit.
I have to.
Just do it.
Good thing it's a heavy. I mean, it's a heavy weapon, so you're doing good damage with it. That +2 and 2 AP is a good stack.
Hey, that helps. So 13.
Oh,
18?
Oh, 18, sorry, yeah.
18, yeah. So he had already been wounded by Shani. He gets popped. Like, same scenario as what was there before. Pop, thump. That was that. So
You're next.
Shani. Shani is going after the Labrador.
There's still another one in there?
Yep, there's still
Jesus
one.
Christ. Oh, that's right. There's
There's
still
one
more.
left.
The one that was
Labrador.
hanging on to the terrier's
That's
body.
right. That's right.
But I don't really. I didn't have a good angle on him.
No,
Shawnee's
yeah.
in melee range of him, so I'm gonna let her do her thing.
Rot. Bulldog and Shepherd. Oh. 6, 10. That's a hit with a raise. D10, D6, plus D6. 5, 8, 9, AP 4. Mega damage.
Yeah,
The lab goes down. Alright. That was her.
Recover from my
Shaken. Roll your spirit.
-2.
None.
Oh,
No.
because recovery's gone.
Recovery is
Yes.
never affected by.
Thank God. 5.
That'll do it.
All right.
What do you want to do? He's still blind, but he's not defenseless like the 2 parry anymore.
My laser pistol's not strong enough to do any real damage to this guy.
It's not bad. It's what, 2d6 AP2?
It's 2d4.
2d4 your
AP2,
wilts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's terrible.
Yeah.
It could, but it's not gonna
No.
do much.
I think I'm gonna. Can I make it back to them in one try if I run past the house? Or would that be 2 like it was to get through?
You could get to the front porch. You don't know what's going on. Remember, you have no idea what's going on the other side. You hear
That's
a lot of
true.
gunfire.
No, I don't know what's going
a lot
on.
There was a lot of gunfire. There was a lot of sword clanks
He's
and
still
armor.
blinded, right?
He is still blinded.
So could I
What if
tack
you,
obscure area
I
onto
was gonna
that?
say, what if you obscure the area on top of
You absolutely can.
Yeah, let's do
You
that.
gotta spend the 10 so you can see.
I feel like you're daring me to do it.
But like you're just doing,
Yeah.
you're putting yourself in
No,
obscurity.
that's true. Let's
Now,
do that.
okay,
Be careful,
let's
though,
hold on before you spend any of
'cause
this.
he can drain you now.
Yeah, he doesn't need to see you to drain you now.
Oh, okay.
You're bleeding, so he just draws that. You are now, you have an open wound, so he can just pull ISP
Then I don't
right
want to
out
do
of
this
it.
then because he could just hang out in there and draw
just
my
draw
energy
all
while
of
I
it.
can't even see what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that doesn't sound good at all.
You can run. I mean, I'm not saying you can't get back there, but you just don't know the situation. And I would warn that you should turn your fire off because you don't want to run past the wood house
No, I know.
with the fire on. You can try touching him again.
Let's do it again. I'm still getting him. That just seems like the only thing I can do without hurting anybody else. All right, so I have to roll. What?
You need to roll a.
It's not a good start.
Because he.
2 2s. Remember that
All
Benny
right.
you just got?
4s.
There, that's a
Hey.
Raise. 4.
there, 8.
9.
So that's a hit with a raise. So you're doing 4d6 with that raise.
12, 13, 17, 19.
All right, so like you're just so like this is it. You bleeding. You're wounded.
It really is.
Oh, you had the -2, right?
-2, so
7.
So those would have been. It would have been my raise. Would have been. So I really
you
would
ended
have
up with a 9.
I got a 9, so it would have been a 7. Is that still a raise?
No.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay,
Let's just
sorry.
roll
Yeah,
it.
so whatever. So let's just make this 17.
I'll penalize you with a Benny later on.
Okay, that makes sense.
But you're so like you're desperate, you're angry, you have no idea. Like you just kind of lunge forward and you grab him by the throat, and you get it. Like he tries to block you and all that, goes right past that. Get him on the throat, latch it on nice and tight, and just and burns up through his skin, up through his head. His skull is set on fire. You kind of like staggers back from you, and you let go, and he just is now kind of like he wanders around with a burning head for a moment before it snap, crackle, pops out, and then he pitches forward, smoldering, and collapses in front of
Then I
you.
use control fire to turn off his body. So
No more fire.
Yeah.
You are hearing nothing more from the inside of the house. There's no more shooting. There's no more explosions. There's no more
I
fire.
missed that -2 both times. I mean, I still got that 4. So because of the 4, okay, say I got a -2, right?
Yeah.
And I roll a 4. It's still considered.
You
so
you
just keep
ace.
rolling.
Yeah, you
okay,
ace
so it
until
would have been a
-2
7.
is
Okay.
your total roll.
So, but I rolled several dice that had those raises. So it's not too, okay. So I don't feel so bad about that. It's super my bad though. I got to pay attention to that. You're like, yep, it is super your bad.
next session, you're only getting 1 Benny.
That's fine. I deserve it.
So, now you had enough stacked against you with everything else about this. You gimping yourself. But you're not, like, you don't know the fate of these people
That's true.
unless you want to call
I
out.
didn't really gimp myself. You gimped me with my knife pretty bad.
You knifed that. Like, you gave me that
I
knife.
know. You told me it would be more fun if we had some knives.
Is this not fun?
It's-
Are you not
No,
entertained?
seriously, I feel like I need to change my deodorant. We're all we're doing is rolling dice. I'm like, God damn it.
Wait, did you actually kill him now?
He
He's
did.
done.
He is dead.
I set him on fire and then I turned the fire off so that it wouldn't catch anything else on fire.
Sorry,
It doesn't.
I didn't mean to not pay attention, but
That's
I was
okay.
like, I didn't write my knives down. I talked to you about them way back in the day, but I never wrote them down anywhere.
I didn't
Oh, you
write them
didn't?
down anywhere.
You have
It was
what's
a
your
secret.
buddy?
Kevin.
No, they had another name.
Oh,
We'll
no,
talk
I
about
gave
that later.
him.
Yeah, talk about that later.
Was it Toto? Did I name
Yes.
him Toto. Yes, that's it.
And we even looked up what he was. And it feels kind of bad killing a dog pack, but these guys weren't a real dog pack. They were
Yeah.
kind of assholes.
This isn't that bad. I've done it before.
You guys meet back up. You kind of peek around the corner. Well, you look at the bus and see no kids. You peek around the corner. These two are coming up like, hey, is everything all right over there?
I'm bleeding profusely.
It's like, where's Gray?
I took care of that guy.
Okay. She walks up and she armors down. And so she has, like, her chest plate tattoo is, there's a handprint over her heart. You see the outline of a hand. But through the hand, you can see a heart. Like, it looks like the hand is looking into her chest. And you can see where, like, her heart is. And then it has, like, all of these, like, other symbols and hermetic-looking lines and everything around it. But it's also, like, golden with red inside where the heart is. So she reaches up and she touches that and draws out this golden miasma, almost like this energy.
That's your favorite word this week.
Yeah, miasma. She pulls that out and touches you and heals your wounds.
Both of them?
Yes.
Could have used you like 3 rounds ago.
She has the healing power.
Don't I have some? No, I haven't. I have metalworking. That's coming. That came into play 2 weeks ago.
So
All right, let's start looking for some kids.
So going into the house, near the back door, there's the remains of a collie who got shrapnel to death by your grenade.
But When that terrier came up to the window, I was like, that better have killed a different dog. I'm sick of that terrier right now. That fucking asshole.
So yeah, you did get one with that grenade. You now, since everything's quiet down, you hear crying and screaming from the basement.
You should probably not go down there.
Basement.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I figured it was there, but I don't know. And it's wood. I can't burn it down.
No, that's fine. I was just saying it for my own. Like, I'm guessing there's like a little cellar or something that they stuck these kids down in.
Shani is grabbing guns and grenades and
I thought
vibroblades.
When that side stalker came out, I thought for sure, I was like 90% sure that bus had all the kids in it. Because when he came out, I was like, yeah.
He was following you.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
I'll go down and
You go down and
talk to the kids.
give me a persuasion check. Let's see how this goes. How your reception is.
Well, I'm not on fire anymore.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, there's just a lot of scary stuff going on.
11.
That's good. So you go down, you tell them that you're here to protect them,
You had to
save
hit
them,
10.
and all that.
Right.
Shani is like getting bodies out of the house and off to the side so that kids don't have
Blind
to
them all
see
so
them.
they can't see.
Yeah.
Earlier when you're gonna do that, it's like, what if you move it up to 6? It does a large mass. So like, so you're gonna blind the kids in the bus at the same time.
You gotta remember some of my stuff
as well.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
If there's grenades on the ground,
Yeah, they have grenades.
I
so.
want some damn grenades.
Yeah.
She don't need no grenades.
I have to be careful because a lot of my stuff, like my blinds and my obscure areas and stuff like that, they get everything.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I can't be specific. Like if you guys, that's why it almost makes sense for me to separate the party.
I mean,
obviously not. I barely made it, but
I absolutely this is a great chance for me to stock up on stuff that I use that we literally killed 6 other of me's.
Yep.
So you can
There's a couple of them that are like, there's none that are as big as you, but like you can't replace armor or anything like that. But you can also like sell a lot of stuff. Like even if you don't take the armor, which a lot of it's jacked, if you take all their vibro claws, you can sell those.
we're going back to a group called the Cutters.
Also those other guns, they're snub-nosed guns.
The only the Terry had the snub nose. The other ones had a variety of guns. None of them are as advanced as yours. You were in the new wave of Coalition, so you had the newest rifle, heavy rifle. They all had the older weaponry.
It still sounds valuable though.
Oh, absolutely. Everything.
We've got a bus now, so you can load up your quad, and I can take the kids back without being scared. Back on that.
Yeah, you might want to take them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for you guys to clear everything out of the house before I bring them up through a bunch of bodies.
They really don't need to see me right now.
So I will. We can break here. Do you have to leave at 10?
Let me check real quick, but let's break. Let's take a break.
Take a break. We're taking a break. Hey, Eric.
Who's there?
My brother. He's watching.
Who's Eric?
But yeah, you're gonna get a whole bunch of gear. You're gonna get grenades. You have guns. Like none of them are better than yours, but there are some that are different than yours. If you want more options for an arsenal, like the Shepherd's was a long rifle, so more like a sniper rifle or a hunting rifle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave by 10:30. If we can get done in 45 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's do that then.
Let's not break. We're not. Of course, we're not going to finish everything, but
we can't get to the fire, obviously. But we can.
Well, we can.
I got to take these kids back to town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is what we're going to do. You go and get the quads. You can load one of the quads onto the bus. Shani just taps her strength tattoo, lifts it up, and straps it down to the top of the bus. You can get the kids on. You clean up all the bodies and mess and everything.
You can't drive.
I was going to say, actually, she should take the quad along in front of the bus to let the townspeople know that I'm bringing... he's a dog boy. He's going to show up and be like, hey, remember that bus that stole your kids? It's totally not going to steal your kids this time.
It's true.
I think
so
Shani
you
needs
can
to
drive.
go front. Yeah.
So she'll take the quad that's not strapped down.
So those guys are going to be okay with seeing me?
They're probably not, but there's nothing they can do.
Well, I mean, you're a hero now.
Yeah.
You're a big damn hero.
Okay.
The kids, like when they see you, they are afraid, but
I calm them down.
right,
I
you
rolled a
calm
fucking
them 11.
11, yeah.
So you calm them down. I'm not those. I'm not with them. I'm not here to harm you. There's not a single magic user or psychic among them. On the table, besides looting everything else, their credits, you loot all their other stuff. You do find notes about something called the Carrion League. No, the Carrion Syndicate.
Like CARRION?
ION, yep. So you have no idea what that is, but it has like a seal, the Carrion Syndicate, and it was a ledger of these, like someone cataloged these kids.
Take that with us.
It looked like Gray was cataloging what he took, and going back through this book, like you see, dozens of kids over 5 years, every year that these people have been taken for this Carrion Syndicate. But you get gear, food, all that kind of stuff.
Credits,
you get a bus, credits, yep. You can, I'll make a list between sessions of your entire haul, and you can choose what you keep and what you sell, and you just tell me what you sell, and I'll give you the credits for it. But you drive back to town. By the time you get there, it's morning. Like, you've tracked all the night, the battle and all that, calming the kids down, giving them water and food, getting them on the bus. Driving ahead, Shani drives forward, and by the time you guys are getting there, pulling up, there's an entire enforcer, brigade there. Makes almost sense, yeah. As you guys pull up. They have a bunch of questions for you because you went off and killed what to them is a legitimate dog pack, but you're showing them this. You have evidence to show the contrary.
Totally. And we were right. None of your kids are psychic. My dog boy already told him. It was like this. This wasn't a coalition action whatsoever. So,
lots of happy parents, lots of celebration. You're pretty much staying for free at the hotel now, and
steak fingers,
free steak fingers. Nice little local hero stuff, and you can you got a truck, whatever you want to do with that van or the bus. You can sell it, you can keep it, you can trade it for other vehicles, like if you want other things.
They could probably use it more than we can.
It just needs a paint job.
But now, of course, you need to do your other job.
Yep. Have we even checked in? Just kidding.
You have checked in.
No, of course we have.
But it's like, nothing to report.
Yeah,
check in.
I forgot that she healed you.
Yep.
I say we might need like a day
guys,
of rest.
Oh, yeah, you've taken a day.
Yeah,
taking a day, rest, secure your stuff, figure out kind of what you're going to do. But yeah, you definitely need to get going up that mountain as well. It's still smoldering up there. You guys taking the quad, taking the bus? Like, the bus would not do well up the mountain.
Yeah, I think we'll stick back to our original quads. Yeah.
Go back to the quads. He'll ride on the back of mine. Shani will ride on.
Okay.
I have the
so we're just going to... as the ending of this, it's going to be the beginning, the cliffhanger of the next.
Okay.
So you guys go up the mountain, no problem. There's nothing stopping you there. As you're getting to the fire zone, it is definitely scorched. Nice.
Eric talking shit.
Yes, he is.
Is your brother Eric?
Uh-huh. On the auto mod, audio glitch in like a mofo. I'll have to fix that.
Is he Thursdays?
Auto mod said, message is being held for review. Tug on your balls, you fucking tick fuckers. And that's Benders. So, Mindy's watching.
All right.
All right. So there's a scorched zone up here, and the fire is kind of like sitting there. You can obviously snuff it as you're going up and through, but this fire is not normal. Mm-hmm. It is magic-based and almost seems like it's being commanded. Like, it is like, sit on these trees and stay here, block this path type stuff. As you're making your way up to the watchtower, the fire watch is a fortress. I mean, it's like a small little outpost up on top of this hill with a viewing station and a radar tower. Radar tower and a radio relay.
Still all made out of wood, though.
No, stone. Well, it has like
firewatch towers usually. No.
Yeah, plasticrete walls with a tower inside. But as you make your way up to it, a large clawed hand comes over one wall, and then a large clawed hand comes over the other wall, side of the wall, and a dragon comes out and looks down at you.
Just a fucking dragon.
Just a fucking dragon.
I'll be more useful this time.
I don't care if it's a kid dragon. It's okay to hurt it.
It's a big red.
The front
dragon.
door opens and you see a lot of kids. I'm like, I'll be back in town. If there's
And
kids.
that's we'll kind of go back through a little bit of getting up here and all this and the aftermath of the last session. But I wanted to cliffhanger on the fact that a dragon has taken over the top of the mountain next to this town.
Gotcha.
Maybe we can barter with it.
Never mind, it's Thirsty's Wi-Fi. Hey, tell Mitchy to get his mom to top off my PayPal so I can buy more Rosetta's pizza. Rosade's pizza. Nice. All right. Until next time, give your balls a tug,
All right.
you tip fuckers.
Big Letter Kenny fans here.
Letter Kenny. Bye.